Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moonshine himself.
Of Harlem.
Yeah, boy, you already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. Y'all already know the best investment you can make in your life is have God in your heart. God is good, God is great, God is almighty. Yes, yes. Shout out to the people that's tuning in right now. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all good. Hope y'all healthy. What's good? Jackie Hernandez in the building. Jackie la reina de boxeo. Jackie con los 10 pesos de super chat a comprar comida china today. What's good, Jackie? What's good, Jackie? What's good, Jackie? It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be piggybacking off what we was talking about last night in the live. And we got a special guest as well. A special guest, Egypt Brown, one of the founder of Fight for Mental Health. He advises fighters like Teofimo Lopez or Rolly. He's in the industry with a lot of celebrities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, football players, everything. In boxing, we've been talking heavily about mental illness. A lot of fighters have expressed about their mental illness. I just posted a video out when Victor Ortiz was talking about his mental battles. Jojo Diaz recently came out when he was talking about alcoholism, his mental battles. Adrian Broner talking about it. Ryan Garcia talking about it. Different type of athletes, talking about mental illness. Omar Figueroa was talking about it. Daniel Garcia in the post-fight interview. So this is heavy. And y'all know I need a little bit more of an understanding because, you know what I'm saying, I come from the old school mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, is that weakness or is that me just not being educated about it or not being informed about what's the seriousness? Because, sometimes a lot of people now using mental illness just to escape. Just not to be responsible or hold themselves accountable for the mistakes that be doing. So they just blame it on mental illness. You feel me? So we're going to be talking about that. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you, Jackie. Says I one of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing. If you want to become a member of Punch Drunk Boxing, y'all already know, smash the link. Don't be shy. Smash the link. Become a member. Support the channel, man. We're working hard out here. Kenneth. Look good looking out. Says I join Jackie, join Kenneth in the building. Que lo que vato, loco hermano con la bandera de República Dominicana y de México. Kenneth in the building con los 2 pesos de plátano maduro. Good looking now, brother. Good looking now. Let's go right to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go right to it. You see the thumbnail. You see the thumbnail. You see the title. You see the poll. Let me see where the poll is at right now. Smash the like button. Don't be shy. Smash the like button. Help the visibility of the live. Share it. Subscribe to it. The question of today is, will Canelo Alvarez wrong from Demetrius Boo Andrade if he beats David Benavidez, La Bandera Roja, the Mexican monster, the Ecuadorian monster, the Dominican monster? Let me see what it is right now. He said, yes, he will run. 36% of the people already said, yes, he will run. 45% of the people said, no, he will fight him in Cinco de Mayo. 9% said, yes, he will run, but to fight Bivol. A lot of people don't think he's going to be fighting Bivol next. He will fight Benavidez, win or lose. So even if Demetrius Andrade whoop David Benavidez behind, that means that Canelo Alvarez is still going to be fighting David Benavidez. That's 9%. So most of the people right now is saying, yes, he will run, or no, he will fight him in Cinco de Mayo. Let's talk about it. Y'all. Let's talk about it. I know some people get mad. Marco Antonio Luna in the building. Marco Antonio Luna in the building. Dímelo, mi hermano, ¿qué lo que? ¿Qué lo que? He said, God bless Punch Run Boxing. Gracias, mi brother, for all the hard work you do behind the scenes. Gracias for the truth, no matter who like it or not. That's what I'm talking about, my brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Albert. What's good, Albert? One of the members of Punch Run Boxing. What's good, Albert in the building. Psycho TV in the building. Even on mi hermano. What's good, Jimmy in the building. What's good, say Andrade. Let's talk about it. I know a lot of people be like, yo, look, that picture. We trying to say Punch. You know Canelo Alvarez is the man, Punch. I know. Now you know Canelo Alvarez is the man. He ain't scared nobody. I know. Now you know Punch, but I don't like that little. I don't like the Canelo Alvarez, aka Forrest Gump, type of. I don't like that, Punch. Why you doing that? Why you put Canelo Alvarez in the thumbnail like that, running like Forrest Gump and stuff like that? Running like he's running towards Jenny. Stupid is or stupid does. That's what's happening right here in the YTBC. Stupid is or stupid does. Later on, we got a guest. Also, we got a guest. Egypt Brown in the building, gonna be in the building in a short, works with the likes of Floyd, T.O., everybody. He's gonna be joining us. We're gonna be chopping it up. What else? So, see, that's what I'm talking about, Jimmy. We in Vegas, November 25th. Y'all already know Showtime. Shout out to Showtime. You know, trying to leave boxing with a bang, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? Got 2 more shows. Showtime, November 25th, Thanksgiving weekend. Right after Thanksgiving. The next day is Black Friday. And the next day is going to be an upset of Demetrius Booba Andrade, possibly beating David Benavidez and throwing a monkey wrench and spoiling what people been asking for. David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez, Cinco de Mayo. Ooh, nah, it's David Benavidez. Nah, it's the Monsters, Canelo Alvarez. Hold up, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Go a little Coca-Cola. Ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez, of course. This fight with David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, a lot of people talking about, the potential who's going to be the winner and who Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting. That we can't eat. That's the elephant in the room. Who is going to be fighting? Kenneth in the building. Kenneth, con los 5 pesos. Dijo, para mí, creo que Canelo no va ir de Demetrius Andrade. Si Andrade gana contra Benavidez, Canelo said he is cabrón. He is get the fuck out of here, man. He is payday. I don't like it. I don't want it. Tío, Canelo, Kenneth. Let's see if he's gonna say that to David to Demetrius Andrade. If he whoops, good chance gonna be whooping David Benavidez behind November 25th. November 26th is gonna be a sad day in the sport of boxing for a lot of people, because I know a lot of y'all be hating on Demetrius Booba Andrade. We're gonna talk about it. Good looking out, Kenneth. Appreciate you. he said, no. I still want you to get that fuck out of here, man. Hey, I beat David Benavidez. You said that we all need to fight each other. I don't want it. I don't want it. Rider of the Storm, con los 5 pesos de Super Chari Party K. Dijo, salud, Punch. Only way Canelo runs from Boo Boo is if he dresses up as an INS immigrant naturalization service, la migra. Ay. That's the only way they hit that. Oh, he was running from that. He wasn't running from the Demetrius Andrade. He was running from Emigrante. Ay, ustedes sí son. Hey, Smashy the live bot. ¿Qué está pasando con ustedes aquí? Que no le gusta lo que voy a decir ahora. No, I ain't gonna be smashing the like button because Punch Run Boxing got Canelo Alvarez in the thumbnail looking like that, looking like Forrest Gump, running like he's running from Jenny and stuff like that. Nah. He ain't running from the Demetrius Andrade. Ladies and gentlemen, like I did it, what I said yesterday, what I put in my story is Canelo Alvarez ran from the Demetrius Andrade in 154. I showed you. I'm gonna do it again. Yes, Canelo Alvarez wrong. He's wrong from Demetrius Andrade in 154 when he was the WBO #1 contender for Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. And look, in 3 instances, in 3 different type of positions, I'm gonna break it down. I know some of y'all ain't gonna like it because y'all already embody a narrative in the YTBC that you need to hate Demetrius Andrade, that you don't need to give him props, that he's nothing, he doesn't deserve a shot, he don't deserve an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all even scared that he will beat David Benavidez because then it actually will shame Canelo Alvarez for fighting Demetrius Andrade, and y'all will still turn a narrative and be like, well, he didn't win nothing. I mean, who did David Benavidez beat? He beat the same guy that Canelo Alvarez knocked out. I'm going to tell you like this. Remember the narrative, folks. Remember the narrative. If Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, they would devalue David Benavidez. The narrative would be, well, David Benavidez only beat Caleb Plant, and he didn't even knock him out. It was a hype. He was a hype job. And y'all just gonna y'all gonna be like, nah, he doesn't deserve it. What did Demetrius Andrade win by fighting David Benavidez? What did he win? He don't got no strap, he don't got no belt. Y'all gonna keep on with the same narrative, right? The same narrative. Y'all be like, Demetrius Andrade never fought a champion. What can David Benavidez is not a champion in the current state. So what did he win? I get it, but ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're gonna be talking about. Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez been running from Demetrius Andrade since 154. We're going to break it down. Give me 1 second. We're going to break it down. Give me 1 second. Canelo Alvarez then in 160 in the middleweight division ran from Demetrius Andrade. He ran from undisputed. And that's just the facts. Look. Ain't nobody, look, ladies and gentlemen, ain't nobody saying, when I say run, ain't nobody saying that Canelo Alvarez is for GG juice. Ain't nobody saying that Canelo Alvarez is scared. Ain't nobody saying that Canelo Alvarez is a punk. Let me further explain so you could then give me your interpretation of what the hell Mr. Moonshine is saying. Canelo Alvarez, he wrong from Demetrius Andrade in 154. But who did he run to? He fought Kirkland, and he went to the middleweight division and fought the legend Miguel Cotto. He runs, and this is the reason why his running is justified. It's the reason why his running is not shamed. Because even though the Canelo Alvarez run, the question is, who is he running to? So he runs from the Demetrius Andrade in 154. Let me put it right here, right quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Well, I got this like this. Give me 1 second. So boom. See, I can see some image. He runs from Demetrius Andrade. Look right here. Demetrius Andrade is the champion, the campeón, July 2015. He became a #1 contender for Demetrius Andrade, the WBO campeón, in May, right? So Canelo Alvarez is in position to challenge the champion. Look how Demetrius Andrade is potentially going to be in 3 positions for Canelo Alvarez. He was a champion, giving Canelo Alvarez a shot. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, let's have a unification in 160, right? A unification in 160 to become undisputed. Now Demetrius Andrade is giving him another opportunity. Now I'm giving you the opportunity to become a champion. I'm giving you the opportunity to become undisputed. Now in 168, if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, now you already know that the WBC, that David Benavidez is a WBC mandatory to Canelo Alvarez, so in which Demetrius Andrade will become the mandatory. So now look at the 3 positions that Demetrius Andrade is going to be with Canelo Alvarez. Every time that Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade is in arm's reach of a potential fight, Canelo Alvarez, wrong. Jesse Owens. Wrong, my friend. Usain Bolt. Wrong, my friend. Michael Johnson. Wrong, my friend. Let's go back. Let's go. Let's see right here. Hold on. Then in 160. So he fought Miguel Cotto, though. Let me put it right here. Look. So we can all make sense. Look. After Lara, remember 2015, right? 2015 July, right? In May, he fought James Kirkland. He could have fought Demetrius Andrade. He could have fought Demetrius Andrade, but you know what? Demetrius Andrade was still give him another chance, all right? And then he fought Miguel Cotto. But right before that, you say you ain't gonna fight me? All right, let me vacate the title. So later that summer, Demetrius Andrade vacant the title because Canelo Alvarez didn't want a shot. But yet, look where Canelo Alvarez is running towards. Miguel Cotto. Now, let's be fair here. Let's be fair. If I was in position to fight Demetrius Andrade or Miguel Cotto, to be honest, I will fight Miguel Cotto. Because at the time, Miguel Cotto is a legend, money, legacy, and I would think around that time, I will get more props. I will get more notoriety. I'm beating a legend. So I think it's fair. And that's what I mean. Yes, he's running, but he's running towards Miguel Cotto. I would have loved to see Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo Alvarez at 154. But then that's why his running is justified, because he's still running to a potentially, arguably harder challenge. Potentially harder challenge. Around that time, Miguel Cotto was more proven than Demetrius Andrade. Let's be real. Let's be honest. So that's why Canelo Alvarez didn't get shamed at 154, right? So he went to the 160. Then Demetrius Andrade went to the 160. Let's put it right here. Let's put it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. And a lot of people like to say, well, you know what I'm saying, punch-on boxing, but you know what I'm saying, it wasn't Canelo Alvarez. It was Golden Boy that defied the extension. It was Golden Boy that defied the extension. Canelo Alvarez seek exception for title defense per IBF. This was published May 16th. Y'all remember he beat Daniel Jacobs May 4th. So now we're in 160-pound division, in which there's only 2 champions, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me show my face. Let me show my face. Let me show my face. When there's only 2 champions, right? When there's only 2 champions, even Jaime, when there's only 2 champions, we want to see the best fighting the best, right? That's what we want to see. That's the hardcore boxing fans, right? We want to see the best fighting the best, right? Who we want to see in the heavyweight division right now to become undisputed? There's only 2 champions. We want Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, right? Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Usyk got the 3 belts. Tyson Fury got the 1 belt. That's the fight to be made in the heavyweight division. Am I correct? Yes, sir. I don't even got to wait for the answer. The fight that we've been asking for in the welterweight division, one of the most lucrative and historic division in the sport of boxing, the number 1 fight, the primary fight in the sport of boxing, was Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford had the WBO like Demetrius Andrade once did. And Errol Spence had the 3 belts like Canelo Alvarez once did. Right? Give me a second. I got you right now, Kenneth and Pro. Let me finish this. Let me finish this off. I got you, my brothers. In the bantamweight division, we want it now. Oh, y'all Uwe. Regarded as pound for pound, number 1, 2. You can flip it around, right? 3 division world champion, undisputed. But we wanted him. There was only one more belt to go, right? Paul Butler. We wanted him to get that, right? So we wanted to see Naoya Inoue versus Paul Butler. We wanted to see Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. We wanted to see Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. We wanted to see Camboso versus Devin Haney, right? We wanted to see undisputed Katie Taylor. We want to see undisputed, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see the best fighting the best, right? Am I correct? When Canelo Alvarez had 3 belts and there was 1 belt in the super middleweight division, it was Caleb Plant. We wanted to see undisputed. So don't come around here to punch the drunken boxing to tell me, well, I mean, Boo-Boo, we ain't fight nobody. And Boo-Boo never had nothing that Canelo Alvarez wanted. Oh, yes, Canelo Alvarez said that he wanted to be undisputed in the middleweight division, and he had to get through 1 persona, and that persona was Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade. Those are the facts. If we want to see the best fighting the best, we push it, we shame everybody else. But when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, y'all didn't have the heart to say, no, Canelo, you have to fight Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade. Huh? Kenneth in the building was good, man. Colo, Lopez de Super Chari para que dice Canelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Excuse Nelo. Oh, wow. Whoa. Gracias, Canelo, con los 2 pesos de plátano. Profound Dreamer said, in 32 fights, Boo Boo has never fought a world champion. To say Canelo is running from him is clown shit, respectfully. Why hasn't he fought a champion? Because that champion never wanted to fight Boo Boo. So it's easy. It's like, if I tell you, you like girls, right? I know, hey, yo, Profound Dreamer, you like the ladies, right? You like the ladies, right? But if a girl never gives you punani, you ain't never gonna understand what it is. I mean, you don't like no girls. No. What happened? The thing is, I haven't had a chance get a lady. You know what I'm saying? I'm fumbling the ball. You know, I'm striking out every time I'm trying to talk to the lady. You know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to give me no play. Am I gonna call you gay? Cause you still a virgin? You like the ladies? You want an opportunity to go out with the lady? You want an opportunity to bang, 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 bang? I am a lady, right? Profound, But if you don't get the opportunity to, and bing, 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 if you don't get the opportunity, then nobody can tell you, hey, yo, my man, you kind of. Nah, I'm not, man. What you trying to say, man? I love a girl. You a little like this because we never seen you with a girl. I just haven't had the opportunity to be with a chick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I almost had a prom date, and my boy, he took my prom date, and that was my chance. I had some plans after the prom that I was going to do my thing. Am I right? Y'all keep on talking about, well, Demetrius Andrade never fought a champion. One champion stepped up to fight. Don't talk to me about no damn Parker. He wasn't no champion. Don't talk to me about no Janibek. He was not a champion. Don't talk about me. Don't talk to me about Sergey Derevyanchenko. He ain't not a champion. Lara was not a champion at the time. Jamel Charlo was not a champion at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't no champion ever stepped up to Boo Boo Andrade to unify or become a world champion or become an undisputed. Those are the facts. Feelings are feelings. Those are the facts. Jamal Charlo never stepped up. Triple G never stepped up. Canelo Alvarez never stepped up. Those are the facts. Floyd Mayweather in 154. He was champion as well. When somebody has something to lose, they did not step up. But what did you see? You see Boo Boo stepped up to Charlo. You see Boo Boo stepped up to Triple G. You see Boo Boo stepping up to Canelo Alvarez. But y'all, I don't know about this generation. Y'all protect Canelo. Y'all protect him. Don't fight him, Canelo. No pelea con ese hombre. Y'all remind me of the little of the chicks that's holding their man, you know what I'm saying, away from a potential fight. He want to F somebody up because he disrespected you or something like that, right? And you like a chick, like, no pelea con él, don't worry, he ain't shit, papi, he's a waste of your time. You're gonna go to jail for him? You're gonna go to jail for nothing? No, but let's get out of here. That's the difference between Deontay Wilder fanboys, because everybody's a fan, right? Every elite fighter got some fanboys, got conservative fans, real hardcore boxing fans that praise their fighters, but also hold their favorite fighter accountable, right? You got the Wilderess, Loloquito in the YTBC. You already know that had like peanut butter in their underwears with Deontay Wilder. They believed in everything. But you know what? The Deontay Wilder fan base still wanted Deontay Wilder in the ring with the guy that was beating him from pillar to post and Tyson Fury. Yeah, there's crazy Earl Spence fan, but still, those Earl Spence want Earl Spence back in the ring. They want him back in the ring with Bud Crawford. Loquito. The Manny Pacquiao, the Pac-Tarts still wanted Manny Pacquiao. Oh, it was the shoulder surgery. They still wanted Manny Pacquiao back in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Right? At least these fanboys still want to see their favorite fighter fight. Look, y'all know one of my favorite fighters is Teofimo Lopez. I want him in the ring with who I said? I want Teofimo Lopez in the ring. And my baby saying Teofimo Lopez, look what I say. Hold on. Look what I say. Give me a second. Who did I say? I said I want Teofimo Lopez to go up to the welterweight division and petition the WBO so he could fight Bud Crawford. I don't baby Teofimo Lopez. What I've been saying, I want Teofimo Lopez versus Bud Crawford. I want Teofimo Lopez versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Before that, I was pumping Josh Taylor for 3 years. Before that, I was saying Lomachenko. I don't babysit Teofimo Lopez like y'all be babysitting. I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. And what did I say about Canelo Alvarez after he lost to Bivol? Go back to the drawing board, and I believe that Canelo Alvarez will get back in the ring with Demetrius Bivol and make take a good account of himself. And I think the only thing that he need to work on is to run. Because if you lose, if you're not doing road work, fighters be changing, right? That's what I was saying. I said, hell no, I don't want Canelo Alvarez to fight the Triple G trilogy. Remember? I said, no, what the hell is Canelo Alvarez fighting John Ryder? I said, Canelo Alvarez, go out there and fight Bivol. But in this community, I was with the little narrative, going back and forth with the narrative, and y'all being the debunk army and stuff like that, going back and forth. I had the confidence of Canelo Alvarez as a fan. I'm the one that said, go back to the archives, go back to the live. I said that Canelo Alvarez is good enough. I said Canelo Alvarez is one of the greats. I said Canelo Alvarez is not a great in this era. He is one of the greats. And because he is one of the greats, he could go back into the drawing board, fix the X's and O's, and come back and has a great possibility in beating Demetrius Bivol, where y'all got scared. So now the question is, knowing the history of Demetrius, Andrade, and Canelo Alvarez when they're in arm's reach to fighting one another, I said, will Canelo Alvarez run from Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade? Yet, I said that his running arguably is justified. Because when Canelo Alvarez run from Demetrius Andrade, when he avoids Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez ends up in another legacy fight. And that's why his running is arguably and understandably, logically objective, is understandable, and is justified. Do you understand? See, y'all thinking I'm dissing Canelo Alvarez. No. Canelo Alvarez, like I said in 154, ran from Demetrius Andrade, ended up fighting Miguel Cotto. In 160, he ran from Demetrius Andrade, ended up becoming the 3-division world champion and daring to be great to fight Sergey Kovalev. And I said this, that's why I got in the poll. In the history of Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade and Canelo Alvarez, that once they in arms reach to fight one another, if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, I don't think that Canelo Alvarez is going to fight Demetrius Andrade. I think he's going to run like he did in 154 and 160, but he has the quality to challenge himself and fight Demetrius Bivol. So now, would you shame Canelo Alvarez fighting Demetrius Bivol other than Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade? You can't, because that's a challenge. He was moving up. He already lost. Can you shame Canelo Alvarez for not fighting Demetrius Andrade in 160 and moving up to fight Sergey Kovalev? You can't. Even though I wanted to see the undisputed, I wanted to see the fight. Yes, he ran, but he's running. He's not running to fight a Berlanga. He's not running to fight the rank number 17. In 154, he won from Kirkland and then Miguel Cotto. See, between the Kirkland, he should have fought Demetrius Andrade. But in the end game was Cotto, Sergey Kovalev. I believe that he will run from Demetrius Andrade, but he will probably run to Demetrius Bivol. And this is the reason why when Canelo Alvarez runs from Demetrius Andrade, arguably is justified. Come on, guys. I'm breaking it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. But those are the facts. He said that's not running. He's avoiding another check chaser. See, y'all don't even want to. Y'all don't even want to. Y'all comes with it. No, he ran from him. That's not a brother. Adam Rodriguez, how are you running? So did Canelo Alvarez run from undisputed? So you think that Demetrius Andrade was not in position in 160? Ustedes tan loco, eh? I don't know why. I know that y'all go to y'all haters channel. I know y'all go to them channels each and every day that hates on Canelo Alvarez, and y'all come over here and y'all hear me, but y'all not listening to me. That's not running. He's avoiding another check chaser. So Canelo Alvarez avoided an undisputed bout in 160. Didn't you want to see Canelo Alvarez fight an undisputed bout like we wanted to see Canelo Alvarez fight Caleb Plant? Like we wanted to see Earl Spence fight Bud? Like we wanted to see Usyk and Fury? Don't we shame them? Don't you want to see Beterbiev versus Bivol? No, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that, right? Anybody, I don't want to see that. Matter of fact, let's not all see it. No, we don't want to see Usyk versus Tyson Fury. That's not the fight. It's Wilder and Anthony Joshua. No, Usyk and Tyson Fury should not fight. Usyk is just searching for payday. Tyson Fury just want payday. They should not fight. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. I don't know why y'all was asking for Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. Why y'all was asking for it? No. He just wanted payday. No, he should have gone to the 154, one of them. No. He just should have fought one of them. You guys, man. Just because it's boo-boo, y'all don't want to keep it consistent. What did boo-boo do to y'all that got y'all like that? Like, no man in this world will make me swallow my pride. No man, no woman in this world could make me lower my intellect. Y'all don't even know these motherfuckers. Y'all don't know. You don't know boo-boo. You don't know Canelo Alvarez. Why would you let your hate, down so you could downplay yourself? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, guys. It ain't that serious, guys. I'm breaking it unbiased, logically, and objectively. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Now, because it's boo-boo, oh, he want to pay this. So you trying to say that boo-boo just want to pay day in 160? There was no undisputed there? Y'all be bugging for real. Y'all make no sense. When it comes to boo-boo, y'all make no sense. Y'all make no sense. I get it. I get it. Albert con los 5 pesos said, why don't these Canelo fanboys call for Canelo to whoop boo-boo? If he ain't shit, then they scared for Canelo, and that's what I'm saying. A real boxing fan will be like, I don't like boo-boo. Yo, Canelo Alvarez, whoop his ass. Nah, y'all on some protective custody. No, y'all, no, Canelo, no. Don't give him chance. No. Don't give him chance. Don't give him opportunity. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it, Canelo. No. How dare he's gonna come to the post-fight interview? You're never getting a fight. No, Canelo, I'm gonna say it. You're never getting a fight. That's y'all. I look at y'all like straight punani juice, bro. That's how I look at y'all. Those who hold Canelo back, he don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. Who he did fight? He didn't fight a champion. He don't deserve it. No, who did he fight? No, he don't deserve Canelo Alvarez. No. And then y'all come over here to Punch Drunk Boxing and y'all want to justify the que John Ryder. Not Punch, but what you gotta understand is that John Ryder was mandatory. That never been ordered by the WBO. It's stupid. Never was ordered by the WBO. Because every order is public records with the WBO. You could go right now. Chris Eubank, send a petition right now. You can see it. Everything is public records. Yo, but if your boy wanted to fight Canelo, he should have fought Parker, and then he would have. No, because Canelo Alvarez has surgery. And in the rules of boxing, once you're a champion, you have surgery, they're going to give you a voluntary bout. Feel me? Let me see. What's good? Special guest in the building. Egypt. Egypt Brown. What's good? Founder of Fight for Mental Illness. I'm sorry, mental health. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm so used to with the illness and stuff like that, right?
No, well, we do fight mental illness as well. That's our opponent, so there's no problem in that. It's good to be with you, Mr. Punch Drunk.
Yeah, me too, my brother. Me too, man. We just finished. We was talking about, not potential fight, but the November 25th fight with the Andrade versus David Benavidez. Good fight, Thanksgiving weekend. And then who's going to be if the winner is going to fight Canelo Alvarez, or if Canelo Alvarez is going to pick the winner. If you want to touch base on that before we, touch on other things.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited about this fight because, as you know, boxing's really needed more competitive situations and scenarios. I mean, for too long, it's really hurt our sport altogether when you have, the best of the best not fighting each other for whatever reason, for whoever's to blame. And one thing is true about both of these guys. Andre's definitely he's been wanting those challenges. He's been demanding this. He came over to PBC, to take on challengers, and he didn't want the victory laps. You know, he wants competition, and David Benavidez, a guy who I know very well, the Benavidez family. David doesn't duck any smoke,
Yeah.
and these guys, I mean, I hate to call it a 50-50, but yeah, it's got that 50-50 situation, that quality to it, where there's no way I would say it's a guarantee for anybody in this situation. Only for I would say the simple reason is, you know, they both have ridiculous resumes. Um, David, I think, as of most recent, I think he's been taking on a little bit stiffer competition, and maybe it's just because he's been with PBC, and you know, the ball's been in his court on that situation. But
Mhm.
you know, Andre came over to you know, take on, you know, elite competition, and he's gonna get it with David.
Hey, yes, man. At least, you know, he's one of the most avoided fighters of this era, especially by champions. And you know, it takes a monster to fight a boogeyman. That's the way I call it. I call it the monster versus the boogeyman. You know?
Absolutely. You know, I honestly thought the Canelo fight, to be honest, I think the Canelo fight was a situation that should have happened a long time ago.
Mhm.
Um, and this is one thing. This is why I like your platform, and you know, I've met you multiple times in person. We've been to fights and things of that nature, but also your platform is very consistent. You know, one thing is with some of the boxing medias, you know, when the whole Canelo situation happened, and I wasn't there, I don't know all the details, but just from what I saw,
Mhm.
it seemed like, you know, people were laughing at Andre and making it a joke and things of this nature. And I know everyone knows the infamous payday
Yeah, yeah.
comment, but it's like, wait a minute. You know, one thing Andre said, and one thing I've seen is Andre has a hell of a resume compared to some of these other guys that Canelo has fought.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, it's just what it is. You know, Canelo has not always fought top tier talent. I mean, he's got, as a champion, he's got the right, you know, to call those shots. I mean, you know, this is why you fight to get to that situation as far as numero uno. But come on, Andre has been he's really been in position for a long time to, you know, to, yes, for a payday. You know, when
Yeah.
when you're a championship caliber fighter, you should be getting championship payday. So I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I mean, did Floyd talk to Canelo like this when it was his shot?
Yeah,
You
like
know,
yeah, to be honest, I don't get it. Like, who I know nobody out here wakes up 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, go to work and don't think about getting paid. Huh? Everybody want payday. Y'all made it seem like, oh, he just want payday. This is prize fighting. They all want payday. Canelo Alvarez want payday as well. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And look, Canelo Alvarez, I'm a huge Canelo Alvarez fan. I like what the things he's done in the sport of boxing. And even though sometimes when he don't fight the fight in that moment that I would like him to fight, and I was just explaining, like in 154, he could have fought. He could have fought the champion, the Andre. Then he fought Kirkland, then went to Miguel Cotto. Like, who would you choose, Miguel Cotto, the Andre? It's still a legacy fight, right? In
yes.
160, opportunity to become an undisputed world champion. Didn't happen. He moves up and fights Sergey Kovalev and there to be great in 175 and become a 3 division world champion. So I understand. See, me, I understand. I'm not that frustrated because Canelo Alvarez didn't move on and for some rank number 17, number 20. He did move up and still dare to be great. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why his avoid is justified by most.
Absolutely. And you know, to be fair, I think it speaks really to, you know, the character and the integrity of David Benavidez for stepping up,
Yep.
because you know, he's made it very vocal, and he's made it clear that he wants a shot at Canelo, especially now. And for him to take this is more than you know, we say these fights, you know, kind of tricky, or it could be a lose-lose situation.
Yep.
This shows that, you know what,
It's a
Benavidez is
risk.
not ducking any smoke.
It's a risk. Look, he fought Kalen. What the Canelo Alvarez said, and he said these guys should fight one another. All right, David Benavidez fought Kalen Plant early this year, now fighting Demetrius Bubo Andrade. Like, he did what you asked him to do, right? Ain't nobody
Yes.
fighting Demetrius Andre. Ain't nobody, and they know that this is a risky fight. Everybody in boxing with a boxing mind and a boxing eye know this is a risky fight. So
you know he's not. Andrade is not someone to play with or take lightly on any day. You know, just on his skill level. You know, you see guys at this point. You know, their fundamentals, you know, are not so sharp, and they get exposed once they get to that top talent. You know, they're some guys, just because they do have natural athletic ability and they just have the it factor. You know, they're able to climb the ladder, climb the rankings. And they get themselves in that title shot position, but you know, for whatever reason, they're not able to climb over the top. A lot of it has to do with the basics. The fundamentals are just not there. But you know, both these guys, you can't. I mean, this is what boxing needs. It's unfortunate that obviously, you know, they won't have the platform of Showtime, you know, going forward, but I have no doubt we're going to see both these guys, regardless of the outcome, whether it's a draw or whether it's they knock each other out. You know, we're going to see these guys fighting on big platforms for sure.
Facts. It's still matchup. If the Andre wins, he could fight Canelo. Benavidez could fight Charlo. You know what I'm saying? It has a good storyline. Charlo beats Jose Benavidez Jr. If he loses, then the little big brother comes and beats. You know what I'm saying? It has Kalen Plant and Charlo. So there's a lot of great fights. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez fights the winner Cinco de Mayo?
The pressure is there for him to do so. You know, I'll say this. Canelo has been taking some risk in his career. Granted, not Benavidez level risk, but he's definitely taken some risk throughout his career. So,
was a risk.
you know, oh yeah, that was huge risk. You know, even when he fought the heavyweight, was it Kovalev?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know, well. Yeah, that's a risk. I mean, now granted, he couldn't box as well as Bivol. Bivol, I think he shocked a lot of us. You know, just, you know, they say styles make fights. So overall, you know, Canelo's taken some definite risk. You know, Caleb Plant, you know, we're not going to disrespect him. You know, he's highly skilled guy. So, you know, Canelo has taken risk, and, you know, I mean, is the money going to be there for Andrade? Now, this is a different conversation, and I'll say this in all fairness: ability wise, talent wise, it's there. I think Andrade they're not the same fighter, they're not the same person, they don't have the same exact business situation, but I think that Andrade and Terrence Crawford T-Bud have a lot in common on this, whereas I think their talent over exceeds their branding.
Okay.
Yes. And that is something that, you know, you need a certain team for this. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes, you know, life is not always fair. You know, Floyd had a hell of a team. You know, Oscar De La Hoya had a hell of a team. You know, now at this point, you look at it, Canelo's got a hell of a team. You know, certain fighters just have great teams behind them. Look at Tank Davis. He's got a hell of a team. And so, you know, maybe they don't walk around with them every day. Maybe they do just make, you know, some of those calls for the fights and get those certain sponsors involved. And, you know, they have certain relationships to make their fights, you know, they can call those stars out and get them in you know, ringside. They got certain guys, you know, walking them out during the fights, you know. I would just like to see Andrade and even, you know, in a situation like your T-Bud, in order for them to get these fighters to take more of a risk on them, you've got to build your branding outside of boxing and outside of the talent, and take risk as far as putting yourself in front of more interviews. I mean, I don't see, and I don't know the reason, so I never speak bad on guys, but I just never see Andrade on so many interviews, even outside of boxing.
True.
You know,
it's true.
It's difficult because some guys are like, you know, like a T-Bud, and I'm just using him as an example. You know, they're the type of guys, they're like, you know, I don't want to get on here and just yip yap and talk crazy and say controversial statements. They're not going to do the whole Rolly Romero activities, to say things to get people's attention. But sometimes, I mean, you see, these influencers are getting paid with trash talent.
Yeah, you gotta work just as hard outside of the ring than inside of the ring. It's just this point where the promoters is not promoting you anymore. They're just promoting the fight, but they're not singling you out and promoting you. Those days are over. So now you got to build your team. Y'all want to become bosses. Y'all have your own promotional company. Y'all want to be entrepreneurs. So with that entrepreneurship, you have to invest in the team. And I think that's what needs to happen. Some fighters, they want to become bosses, but then they don't do the necessary stuff outside of the ring. But that's what you have to do.
Well, it's mandatory. I mean, if you go back to the basics, I have boxing gloves sitting here right on my desk. And, it's a product, and with any type of product or service, you've got to get your audience excited about whatever your ask is. And this goes, it's unfair to say, yes, these guys, don't deserve to, be on certain platforms or networks, etc. But as we see, we just lost two giant networks, and this has nothing to do with Andrade. So I want to be clear on that. Andrade is not the reason why any of these networks went out, but the mentality behind today's fighter is different than the talent and the integrity of and the mindset of before. If you look at the eras, and obviously we can argue all day about the greatest boxing era. I think today we have tremendous talent. So talent is not lacking, but you had characters in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, even in the 60s, in the 50s. But these guys were characters. When you talk about Ali, these guys are always so quick to throw certain people, as a comparison to certain fighters, or the fighters comparing themselves. We cannot do this. When you talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, that man was an icon. Tyson, back then the fighters weren't having to argue on who they were fighting and what level of competition they were facing, because they were characters. And then you look at their era, almost every sport or sector had characters. We call it WWF then. They have real characters. You look at pro wrestling now, it's just straight trash. People don't have the same ability, the charisma, the it factor wasn't there. You look at NFL, the talent is not lacking today. They might in some ways be better. It's evolved. But then you look at a primetime Deion Sanders when he got on the field, just the show, like you're like, man, I gotta watch this. Look at a Michael Irvin. Look at Jerry Rice, was quiet, but he was still a character on the field. You had Lawrence Taylor's. You go to the NBA, look at Jordan, look at Shaq, look at Penny Hardaway, Kobe, all these different guys, Magic Johnson.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. D-Rod, the Worm. Yeah. You had characters. They were bigger than their sport, just as icons, their personality level. And so like today, there's I deal with these. I'm sorry.
Like lack of personality. It's a lack of personality. Like you have Bud and Earl Spence, the biggest fight, and it was like too dry. It's like there was no headlines. Think about it. Like you don't remember nothing of the. To today is just you don't remember nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I contribute that to it's too much pride in our fighters of today. And I'm not here to just talk down on them and say bad things, but we're talking about a business. When do you remember the athletes, period, of these characters we're talking about? When did you hear them talking about how much they needed to be paid and talking about how much they were getting paid and things of this nature? It's like, you've got to add value first. And that's why, look at the pay-per-view number says it all. Yep. Back then, you can't say there wasn't pirating. People were still able to steal cable, right?
Yep. Hell yeah.
You know,
Yep. Yo, put it and we never heard Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao tells their opponent, man, you just want payday. You just want to fight me for payday. We never heard that before. We never seen them shush like push people because they want to payday or nothing like that. Maybe they didn't want to fight them right now. Maybe they had another better opportunity, but they never. It was never a fan base that says don't fight. If that's your favorite fighter, you be like, yo, I want my favorite fighter to F that dude up. You know, F that other guy that I may not like. You know what I'm saying? As the other fighter.
yes.
Now is no, David Benavidez, you need to fight somebody to get our Canelo. No, Demetrius Andrade, you haven't fought nobody to get our Canelo. No, it's like now it's like the fan is like protecting Canelo, cuddling Canelo. Don't fight him. Don't do it. Don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't do it. We're okay with John Ryder though.
Well, you look at Conor McGregor. I'll use him as an example. This man have been not lost. He have been knocked the heck out in most of his last performances.
Yep.
And he's still a pay-per-view attraction. They still throw his name out there. I'm like, what do you mean? This man has been choked out, stomped out, punched out. He's been spit on, everything. He still has a pay-per-view mega attraction waiting on him the minute he decides he wants to fight anybody. He's had his leg broke, neck broke. I mean, everything's broke on him. But he can still come in and do what he does. You know, and just the MMA in general. Now, their pay scale is horrible for the fighters. Horrible. But as the fan side of things, and this is where our fighters in the boxing game, I'm around so many. I have clients in all sectors. Their mentality is so different. It's gotten soft. It's like these MMA guys, I've never seen it. They get paid $20 to fight, you know, and even bare knuckle. Look at bare knuckle. The ladies are getting their teeth knocked out. I'm not exactly okay with that. I'm like, man, bare knuckle, but they're training every day. They don't go on vacations. They don't blow up in weight. They don't take time off to where, you know, they got to try and do all this recommittals, you know, to their project and get back on pace. This is what they do. This is what you do. They don't take a vacation. So in our fight world, I'm not saying all the fighters get overweight and they all blow up, but as far as on the business side, they've got to look at who their customer is for once and start looking, what value do I bring? They're charging $99 for a pay-per-view these days, $79.99. You can throw the 99 on it. Just say $80. You know, just say $100. You know, I mean, so in today's economy, you know, I'm not an economist. I'm not the financial guy, but I know a thing or two. And in today's economy, you see that there's so much inflation going on with our dollar and with our currency and with our markets. Things are on a downturn in most cases.
Yeah.
Why are we not making it a value for a family to either A, buy your tickets, or B, pay for your pay-per-view? And if they were doing that, so you can't tell me that HBO and Showtime wasn't making a gajillion dollars off those guys from before. That's why they were invested in the business for so long. See, and I'm glad I can just say this real quick. I won't go too far on this subject, but I think I need to make something clear. What I have seen, because see, I'm the ghost. I stay off, you know, most of the interviews. I came on with you because you have a way of communicating through your platform that I really appreciate. But as far as the business, not one person is talking about what I'm going to say right now.
First, let me hold you right there. Before you say that,
please
briefly introduce what you do in the business so they can understand exactly what you're about to say. So,
okay,
like briefly introduce yourself, what you do in the business, so they could understand when you said that you was on the side and things of that nature.
Absolutely. Thank you for setting that up. First of all, as you mentioned, I am the founder, and I don't like to call myself the owner, but I did create an organization called Fight for Mental Health. And what inspired me to do so was two things. Number one, our creator commanded this, and I am a believer. I'm not ashamed of this. But it was to take a stance on something that I was experiencing, and I was looking for a solution for these people. And when I say these people, I became an advisor in the sport. And when people hear the word advisor, they're thinking of Al Heyman and things of this nature. People are scared to even use that term because they think Heyman's going to find out and go crazy. The thing is, you know, I came from sports as an athlete. I came from business. I went to school. I have a lot of different gifts, etc. And so I grew up with so many different international communities, you know, when I was young and so forth, that I learned cultures. So when it came time to being elite, I always knew from the day one what the standard was. You know, I was always taught the standard of excellence. And so no matter what I did, I understood excellence. So some of the things that people may not know is that I helped save the Sacramento Kings, which was my NBA hometown team, from getting sold and being taken from our community. We're the first city in history to stop this, especially when the money was already in escrow. It's never happened before. On top of that, I was also involved with our NBA teams and all the city and things of this nature through actually activism. So you know, the body cams that you see, you know, that are now mandatory for law enforcement and things of this nature. Before there was ever a BLM, before there was any of these protesters or protests, I was fighting for criminal justice and law enforcement legislation and regulations. And I did this to the point where they put a target on my back. What really impacted me and what took things to another level and pushed me into the sport of boxing is, number one, I was always in combat sports. I've always had a love for boxing and competition myself. But as I had gotten older, I actually got shot in both of my legs, both of my femoral arteries, by the way.
Wow.
And not only did I had to stay alive, but I walk today with no limp because I didn't make excuses. So this is what contributed to me having an understanding of what mental health really means, is that, you know, I was losing a lot behind it because either people were scared because they're like, oh man, now I might get shot too, or you know, people just have a strange reaction when these kind of things happen. I kind of felt like Tupac for a minute because I was mad, I was angry. And what I did is I said, I'm not going out this way. So I actually taught myself to walk again. I had my ACL, MCL, PCL was all destroyed. I've heard people say like, oh yeah, I've been shot at. Well, when someone shoots through your body, it's a totally different situation. And what that did is it inspired me to once again reach my highest level. So I made a challenge, to be honest, Punch Drunk. I decided to move from Northern California to Vegas, not right away, but when I was ready. And when I came to Vegas, the first thing I was doing was working with Floyd. The first thing I was doing was I was actually training again and sparring and working against some of the best fighters in the world. I had barely got to the point where I was actually able to run. I still had damage in my legs. You know, I still wasn't able to move, you know, as well as I wanted to. But what I did is I said, I'm gonna bleed with these guys. I'm gonna sweat with these guys, have tears. But I never explained to them or made any excuses. They didn't even know I had been shot. I didn't need to tell everybody, hey guys, I need you to know what I went through. So what I did is I pushed in the business because I started realizing I have talent. I could fight very well my damn self. But what I saw is that these guys need help on the business. And because I went to, you know, the right universities, and because I've been involved in the highest levels, whether it was NBA, NFL, and so forth, and government, of course, I said, you know, I can help these guys. So what I did, I took the challenges at the highest levels first.
Okay.
Most people say you got to work your way up. Well, I'd already done that. But I decided to take on the biggest challenges because I knew when I succeeded that way, the rest was history. And so on and on, I'm making results. I'm helping guys with deals. I'm helping guys with every different aspect. And I was learning. And I was learning on the ground. I didn't have time to really sit around and wait and think and plan. But I definitely was very strategic about how I moved. And the best thing I did, I have to be honest, is I stayed off of the camera. I didn't do all the interviews, the Eddie Hearn foolishness. We'll just, I don't want to talk about Eddie, but
go ahead.
I'm just saying, I learned it's not about me. And so, these guys are the ones putting themselves on the line. Let's not pretend here that the fans are paying these tickets to come see me. No, they want to see them do what they do best. And there's a way that we can articulate and monetize that. So as far as when I became the official advisor of so many, it's because I was working with the best of the best and getting results done. So obviously that snowballs. So now you have other guys coming to you and other people coming your way. It's a thankless job. You spend hours and hours away from your family. You give up a lot of the things that you would personally want to do yourself. Certain vacations, I just decide not to go on, or you don't really take a vacation. You don't take time off. You have guys that do disloyal things all the time. Get over it.
Especially in boxing. Especially in boxing.
You never expect full reciprocity. But what I can say is what I'm thankful for today is that boxing saved my life as well as the creator, obviously, because had I not been training the way I was right before I got shot, I wouldn't be here today. That's just the truth. And so that's what gave me the mental fortitude to deal with the situation, stop my bleeding. They said I ran 400 yards, 2 flights of stairs, bleeding out of both femoral arteries. It teaches you mental fortitude. So there's no way being in the business I wouldn't have that same, reality. And so what I'm grateful for,
God is good.
God is everything. God is so good. And one thing I have to, be thankful for from all this is that I learned that boxing is a tool. It's a resource that goes beyond any other sport, almost any other thing. And the reason why is because at the end of the day, you have, and I see, there's guys talking about having a country behind them. This is why boxing was so important, because it's international and it brings so many people from different cultures, different customs, different beliefs, so many things. It brings their leaders, their royal families. You're dealing with governments, you're dealing with protocol, you're dealing with every level. And so this is what boxing have done for me. It have opened a lot of doors. And I won't go into too much of it now, but where I'm headed with boxing, see,
let me read this super chat before I got you. Do you guys remember when Floyd? Good looking out on Real American Fan. Good looking out. Appreciate you, my brother, with a $10 super chat. Says, do you guys remember when Floyd Mayweather said on ESPN that Shane Mosley a good fighter but doesn't have a country behind him? Now he later fought Sugar Shane, but due to the lack of options in the UK, I guess 100%. Good looking out, Real American Fan. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, I remember that.
Of course. So to get to the point, there's so many industries right now that are open for the taking, because of the nature, the forecast, the environment we're in, the landscape. Hollywood is wide open, government is wide open, sports is wide open, business, tech, you name it. Media for someone like yourself is now wide open. Music is not the same as it was. These industries are wide open for the taking. And the reason for that is because our giants, they can't afford to fill up their jets, so to speak, with what is currently in the market, and they just got too big. Our networks have gotten too big. The companies have gotten too big. These monopolized industries have just gotten too big for their britches. So now out of chaos comes opportunity. So for boxing, I have served the sport of boxing as it has been for a number of years.
Okay.
But I've decided to go the independent route. And let's just say I have a market that they have never reached and would be too risky for them to go into even now.
Okay.
So we're going to take boxing back just a little bit to where we had characters.
Yeah.
We're taking it to ballrooms and royal sceneries. And then we're going to distribute in a way to where people can actually afford, because there's a demand and there's value.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about supply demand, which is the basic principle of economics. We've got to go back to that simple principle of economics where we've got a supply of fighters that's beyond, but the demand is not meeting that. Why?
Exactly.
It's because the value. And so I see value in uniting our nations and our world on a global level once again, especially with the need for world peace, especially with the different divisions that we have, whether it's political or social or economic. We've got to bring our stars together. We got to bring our cultures together. But it's not going to happen in the environment that we have, and it's okay. You know, we don't need to be upset. We don't need to blame anybody. We don't need to get angry.
Yeah.
But I'm doing something about it, and I'm so blessed today to have a platform like Punch Drunk where we can share this, because that's part of being an American, where we can actually share, you know, what our opinions are without a gun to our head and without being thrown in a prison somewhere. And that's what I want to keep fighting for. We've got to keep this nation. We, you know, people wonder, they're like, why do we see you hanging out with the president? And they're talking about Trump. You know,
that's what I'm talking about. 2020, 2024. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You know, they won't appreciate any of us until we're gone.
I don't know. I'm a Trump guy.
You and me both.
And that's what I'm talking about. Let me get this one. Super chat. He said, ask this man. His man is Egypt Brown. It says right there. Good looking out with a $2 super chat. He said, ask him, what network does he see PBC going to?
Great question. What I've been in conversations with some people that would definitely know. What I can say is there has been talks, you know, about DAZN and things of this nature. It's not just the network that they have to go to, and I want to be careful not to share too much, but I will say this. The venues change as well. Your agreements change with your venues, changes with your network. There's a lot of things that come with this. So you have to actually, you know, make deals and make agreements with these venues, and you have to sell them on what you're able to do. And when you're not necessarily in a position of strength, you know, meaning you're coming off of, you know, a deal that, you know, not saying they're being kicked off of Showtime, but that it's Showtime is exiting.
Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? Showtime is in cahoots with the Barclays Center. You don't see PBC on MSG. So that's what you're talking. It could change. You got to make the deal with these arenas that's affiliated with them as well. Now we probably see PBC in Madison Square Garden with the new deal. So it's more complex than just we signed to the DAZN and that's it, or Amazon Prime, that's it. That's what I think. That's also what you're trying.
That's exactly. It's got to line up with their venues. You know, it gets tricky because these venues actually have specific relationships and they have contract obligations with certain networks. So, you know, things are always so political with boxing, but this is why I'm taking it super political. I don't mind, because
no, keep going. You don't mind.
Our nation is ready for someone to actually be uncompromised.
Yeah.
See, I'm not compromised by nothing or nobody. And this is why I may not have a whole lot of friends, but I got the best friends in the world because I only got a few of them.
That's what's
You
up.
know,
That's what's up. Who do for the people to also get more familiar with you? Who do you work with in the boxing industry, fighters, and who are your clients?
wow. Well, as you've seen, Teofimo Lopez, I've been very close with his family for a number of years. Will I be working with him going forward? Who's to know? Maybe yes for years. Maybe he goes on his own path. Ryan Garcia is somebody I've been advising for quite a while behind the scenes. Obviously, I've worked with TMT and many of the PBC fighters, as people are pretty much familiar with. Earl, I worked with him for quite a while. There's several fighters that we influence that are also from other promotions. We've got top ranked fighters. We've got fighters over at Golden Boy. Like I just mentioned PBC. So to be specific, I also have legends. So I have our legends, by partnering with the WBC and the Suleiman family, and actually working together to fight for mental health. There's a number of fighters that are also within the WBC circuit that I work with, in a very hands-on manner on a personal level, making sure that their families are also, taken care of and supported, not just the fighter. At this point, it goes beyond just doing deals and contracts, even though that comes with the territory. Frank Warren, I have some fighters over there, but with the WBC specifically, I have to give a major shout out to Mauricio Suleiman. I know people have been critical of the WBC in the past, or maybe they don't always understand the decisions that they make or have been in position to have to make. I cannot say anything but tremendous praise and actual support for someone who has really meant a lot to me personally in my growth. Mauricio Suleiman, people, I try not to tell everybody how close we work. Some people just know, but try to keep that behind the vest because, I'm not always the friendly guy. Sometimes I have to be the bad guy for my guys. And so they probably love to pick up that phone and tell them all about it. But, and vice versa.
I hear that a lot about Mauricio, especially when I went to Vegas the other day. And I've been critical of Mauricio Solomon, of course, with the franchise, with the, the Jamal Charlo situation, whether is he going to be on champion recess and stuff like that, trying to hold the WBC accountable. But the WBC also does big things in boxing, but outside of boxing, which is, is very highly respected. And when you around Mauricio Suleiman and the other people, when they be like, yo, he's the real deal. He's beyond, he cares about the fighters. And it's true. A lot of people are saying what you saying or what you were starting to say. A lot of people do say that about Mauricio Suleiman.
I can't lie. I'm not the one to fluff nobody up. I'm not one to do this. I have never. It surprised me. Not to say that I ever thought, he didn't have good character, things of this nature, but it surprised me when I first came to him with Fight for Mental Health. I told him what I would do. And he didn't just know that I was going to get it done, because he knew I was biting off a huge, huge task. And we still have work to do. But what he has seen us do, how far he's seen us come. Even they're blown away. But he didn't do like some of these others told me or did me. They'll tell you, even in any business, sometimes they say, oh yeah, that great cause, but hit me up when you actually make something of it. Call me when you actually get all the progress and you actually make the momentum happen. Call us then. And he has not done that. He has been in my corner. He's had my back, and he's supported everyone and everything. That's made sense, of course, with this process. So regardless of where we go or what I do, he's coming too. You know, I can't tell him he's going to do it. What I'm telling you, he's definitely going to be there because he has been, he will be, and he'll continue to be because the type of man and the principles. See, again, we get into these sports and we get into these industries, and you know, after a while, you can get jaded.
Yeah.
You know, after you get burned. I'm sorry.
No, it should no. It was no keep. I was no. You finish your sentences. You could get jaded. Sometimes you could. They probably the formula is watered down, and they want to move on to something else. But shout out to XL $5 super chat. He said, ask him what he thinks the blame is for Showtime dropping PBC. People saying overpaying fighters. Also, does he think belts matter anymore? XL with the $5 super chat. Good looking out. If you wanna answer that.
Happy to answer this question. I'll start with the last one as far as do I think belts matter anymore? Well, to some fighters and to some people like myself, like I don't need, like my wall should be decorated with all my awards, certificates, and achievements. I could have those, you know, you have some people that have that right behind them. So as soon as you talk to them, they got it in display. I don't need a trophy case to know what I get done. But with that being said, it helps for the inspiration and motivation of others. And I've seen this, excuse me, in times when we travel, when we go places, and I take these fighters to private events with government officials, with world leaders, and with people of power. They have never touched a championship belt before.
Yeah,
it's a different experience when they get to hold it for the first time. They get to see, you know, the faces that are on there. And so I have to say, yes, it does matter as far as maybe not for every fighter for the validation that they're great or that they're excellence.
Yeah.
But as far as for that kid that's in school right now, that's not sure what he wants to do next. Or that person that's, you know, maybe they've been getting in a bunch of fights and, you know, maybe they're a decent fighter in the streets, but, you know, they could actually organize, you know, and be professional.
To give an example, it's almost like a degree, right? That necessarily doesn't mean that you graduate from college, you're going to use your degree and get the job. You know, sometimes you got your degree just sitting down. Sometimes you believe it doesn't have any value because you change your job or your goals or things of that nature, but it's still a sign that you finished something you accomplish. So it's almost like it's like the belt. Like sometimes for another fighter it may mean more, right? At this point, does it mean a lot for does Canelo Alvarez, like a Canelo Alvarez, he's worth more than the belt? At this point, yeah, because with or without it, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Does the belt matter for Gervonta Tank Davis? He's still one of the most the pay-per-view star, getting more money than the Haneys, than the Ryan, than the T.O.s, than the Shakurs, but he got the less belt, you know. So I think that also depends on the fighter. Like you was talking about earlier, the team as well, how they moving it. What's their target? What's their target market anyway? We all see that Gervonta Davis is not about calling people out to become undisputed. He never said I want to be in the pound for pound. I want to have all the belts. That's not the way that he moved. That's the way that we want him to move, but that's not the way he's moving. You feel me? Let's get this other one. Real American Fan. Good looking out. XL with the super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Real American Fan once again says, do you guys think Al was trying to make PBC like NFL or NBA and sell to the basic networking for more viewers? Also, Egypt, what do you think of Boo Boo?
Andre. Okay. Well, number one, I don't think PBC was trying to make their own league. I think that's what he's referring to. But I think out and looking at it from an insider's view, you know, with these fighters, you make an investment. You know, this is a hard business because, and I'll speak on Al's defense on this. Is that what happens is you build these fighters from the ground up. Maybe you get them in the Olympics. Maybe you get them from amateurs and you help them grow. And then right when they start getting to, you know, their value, and when now they can start making a return on your investment, now they might hear the right pitch at the right time. You know, maybe they just get their ears kind of burned. They don't want to hear what you have to say, and they go sign with somebody else, and maybe they ruin their careers at that point, and or you don't really, you know, receive the investment that you put into them. That can be very frustrating, and it can also be damaging to your network deals and to your leverage in bringing in the fighters that they want to compete with. So with that being said, I believe that Al was looking to make PBC more like a family where, you know, you can have enough fighters and talent in turn, like inside, where you don't have to go and fight against another promoter and fight in their venues or fight in their house in a situation where maybe the tables could turn against you. You know, maybe you don't have as much of an advantage. Also, I think you know, when you're looking to pay these guys more than what maybe some of the other promoters are paying, you're setting the market at a certain level. And so when you're setting that market, you kind of do have to keep everything in-house and internal. So I don't believe that he had any intentions on breaking, you know, Showtime or putting any of them out of business, whether it's Fox or any others. I just think he was looking to protect his investment, which is a hard thing to do. As far as what do I think of Boo Andrade, I think he's a hell of a fighter. He's the type of fighter that I actually at some point would love to advise. I'd love to help him take his career to the next level because I know how. And on the other end, you have to have that reciprocity where he is doing his thing. You know, I mean, we can't fight in the ring for the guys, and we also can't. We're not the trainer. We're not their coach. So you need someone who's going to stay consistent, who's going to be disciplined, and be ready at a moment's notice when you do have an opportunity. And I believe he definitely embodies that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So there's several fighters. There's several fighters that have alluded to mental illness, like you've worked with Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and things of that nature. When the build up to Josh Taylor, you know, people were saying that Teofimo Lopez is not ready. He's not mentally ready, and things of that nature. He's mental illness. He got to check for his mental before he enters the ring. You being with Tio, working with Tio. Also in the lead up to that fight, while the media has this storm around him and his mental state, what did you feel about that moment? How did you help Tio along the lines of that?
Well, that's actually a great question. As far as his mental state, I get to talk to Tio in a more normal setting. You know, so what we did in camp, you know, I wasn't there for his entire camp, but I was there for a lot of it. And what we did is, you know, we do things, go play basketball, right? Yeah. He's very competitive. You know, he's actually a pretty solid hooper. I was a little surprised. You know, I took him to events, you know, so that him and his family can get out and feel comfortable and things of this nature. You know, we did birthdays. We just hung out at the house with friends. I went to his training sessions. So, you know, while he's training, you know, we're encouraging him. And you know, some of the tough things I think with Tio's mental, you know, I know it's a battle because he's young and he's at a place where he's got a lot of responsibility, you know. As far as like people questioning his mental toughness, I think that's kind of the wrong thing to do, because whether they understand it or not, Tio's actually pretty conscious. You know, he goes off on retreats. He meditates. I was talking to him about frequencies, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I do that already." And I'm like, you know, I mean, he's pretty conscious. You know, he works out late. He swims, you know, he does things to keep himself active, and he's had some personal things that he's obviously made public. he's pretty transparent. And again, I think what was stressing him is more outside people's that maybe they mean well. Maybe they're just a little passionate, they get a little excited. But there are times where once the noise comes in, it makes it a little bit harder for me to do what I do best. Because I'm built for the big moments. I'm built for the biggest moments of all time. I'm calm, I'm chill, I'm relaxed. Believe it or not, speaking of Josh Taylor's team, they actually tried to his team, not Josh, but his team actually tried to jump me and a few of us before the fight.
Oh yeah,
we didn't bring that out, like physically. Yeah, I've never had that happen in my history, and so I personally I wanted to see Josh Taylor punished, and I got my mental health. Yeah, I didn't put that on him. I didn't want to. He didn't need any more pressure. But it was a vindication for all of us. And some of those guys from Ireland, they don't really have a lot of respect. They come with a lot of foolishness, and they don't understand it's a business. So sometimes if they see you on TV with the guys, or they see you're on their team, I'm not the one to trash talk them and things of this nature, but they were really excited. So I made a wager with them. They lost, and I'm still waiting on them to pay up. I'll call them out on it. But as far as the mental side of things, I think it was a little overblown because, you have different dynamics. And I think when you have the lens, you have the camera, you have these screens that are picking up certain things. It might be normal to others. It might be dysfunctional to people who have a different environment. It's all relative. But I mean, the bottom line is he won. And that's something that, I thought was really important is, get this victory for himself, not for anybody else, not for any friends, not for any homies, not for any family members, but, not for anybody, even his own son. I know he cares a lot about his son, but he needed to do it for himself. And, as far as, the fight game, I mean, it's,
that's the easy part. That's the fight to him. That's second nature. That's the easy part. Everything else probably is a challenge, just like it is for everybody else. What I also, what I know about Teo and things of that nature. Yeah, he wears his feelings out in his sleeves, and sometimes the public likes those type of personnel. Sometimes they pick and choose which celebrity or which fighter, which athlete could be outspoken. We love Mike Tyson because he's so outspoken that it feels like he doesn't hide nothing from us. Teo was the same way, but with Teo, then you get he shouldn't say that, just almost like shut up and like the LeBron James shut up and dribble type of type of stuff. Shut up and fight. So we like to pick and choose. We like Kanye West talking, but if he's saying something outside of the ideology that you may believe in, it's shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's like we pick and choose when we want them to talk and when they don't. I think it was healthy for Teofimo Lopez. Like I remember when my interview, there was people in the industry, and I'm not gonna name no names, that was mad about it, that wanted me to pull the interview, the interview off and things of that nature. But then Teo didn't want that. So it meant a lot for Teo, whether it came out the way that it came out, whether people understood or not understand. And especially how society is today, they want you to shut up. They want you to be voiceless. I would have done a total disservice to Teo to close him out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that was right. So it is what it is. Matter of fact, it was part of the buildup to the Josh Taylor fight. But
it definitely we had a conversation about, we were at the house. I talked to Pops. I talked to him about it, and when we're at the house, I said, "Oh yeah, it's good to know you don't rock with us, huh? We play around. The thing is, it's kind of like with Trump and mind you, this jacket, the only reason it's behind me, it's actually from Trump's house. It's got a story behind it, but I'll talk about that in a second. We're talking about TL, and what I can say is, you know, controversy sometimes is what you need in life to take things to another level, because it gives people a chance to have a discussion, one way or another. um, you know Now on the PR side of things, you know I would suggest maybe he stay away from those kind of comments because of who and what is out there. And as you're well aware, some of these people, they watch these elements, they watch the TV, they watch YouTube, and they watch these different platforms, and they take them very serious. And so they may not know they don't have always that personal relationship there where they can understand where in the perspective that they're coming from. They might actually take them at face value. So that was the only thing that I thought personally, for his sake, because he's younger, and these younger crowds, sometimes you might be out in public or whatnot, and they might want to take you up on your offer. And so I always look at it from that side of things. I didn't come from a rosy situation. So, those are just the things I was thinking about. But, at the same time, with Top Rank and things of this nature, even him saying he was retired or not, I really didn't think he was retired, but it wasn't my place, and it still is not my place to say whether he is or not. From my understanding, he will probably be back to training very soon if he hasn't already started. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that, because I understood, but I also understood the sport. Like, I understood, certain the comments, how it may come off, but then I understood the sport. And this sport is not like NBA. This sport is not. This is the things that you may that NFL will get suspended or even ousted from the NFL. In boxing, hey, we seen Gervonta Tan Davis, had a situation where his baby mom went viral. Next time he was in the ring, he sold out Atlanta. You feel me? It's a different. Mike Tyson was in an interview and said, "I don't do interviews unless I fornicate with women." So I guess you just, you know what I'm saying? When he told the dude, I F you till you love me, fag. You know what I'm saying? But that's so it's a different element. So when even certain people in the family was on some, oh my God, it's boxing. What happened in the end of the fight? It came on full circle where he told Josh Taylor, I never wanted to do that to you. It all came full circle. Everybody forgot that's boxing. The same thing with Mike Tyson. I want to eat your children, and Lennox Lewis. In the post-fight interview, I love you. We've been friends since 15 years old. This is boxing in the end of the day. And since promoting was drama, that's the blueprint. The Muhammad Ali's, the Bernard Hopkins slamming the Puerto Rican flag, But they you go to Puerto Rico right now, they love them. So that's what I was trying to say. Relax, it's boxing. Don't worry, it's boxing. It's a different
it did bring a lot more eyes to him, and you know what? That's why we need these platforms, because media has evolved. People aren't watching your local news channels like they used to, and they're definitely not reading a newspaper. So the thing is these type of digital platforms that really give journalism a new look. It's a new outlet. This is why these fighters are doing interviews on your platform, is because they're able to say what they need to say, and they don't have someone shushing them or hushing them up. And that's really one of the issues that people were talking about, is mental health. I probably would be a little more excited if he wasn't calling his dad some bitches. Come on, but because we all know Junior very well. Pops is my guy, I also know that they're a lot closer than people try to
I always tell people. That's why I actually was upset that they was pulling my card out, but I felt like every time I build up to Teofimo Lopez, y'all always trying to exploit the relationship with him and his dad, from the Nakatani fight, Comey fight, Loma fight, the last fight. It's always y'all trying to divide. This is y'all selling point, right? So why don't I'm doing my job. and I'm also knowing who I'm talking to, and I know, and I feel like what he's saying, I understand. Even though that I do feel, sometimes that he should compartmentalize his thoughts and mind, so when he says it, it doesn't come like a machine gun. You can ask him a question, and he may just touch on another subject because he got a lot on his mind. So you got to let a guy like that just give you what's been on his mind, and then we chop on the ideas and focus on, but let him say it, and that's why I like Teofimo Lopez, I'm saying, the fighter and the person on screen and behind the screen, because he's authentic. He's the same way he is when you don't got a camera on them. Some people in the sport of boxing, they're not like that. It's a lot of people that switch up. Tio,
Yes.
you don't need an entourage. He walks by himself. You need to go to a store. He does believe that that God is his bodyguard, and that's the way that he walks around. He don't believe sometimes it could be dangerous. You think that you're not untouchable, but I think he's fearless. He's fearless that way. I can respect that.
There are some dynamics, and from Tio's camp, there's some dynamics that, I think he would agree himself kind of need to be upgraded, we can just say, or people can improve. Again, I think it's from a place where people mean well, but this is going to be, and I'll say this, what's going to really decide Tio's future is he's either he's going to man up a little bit on certain decisions, and he's going to clear some of these cobwebs, or he's going to hold on to them feeling that he needs to, and eventually it could drive him down.
Yeah.
Yes. And see, there's a point that I got to, because where we come from, we hold on to our friends, we hold on to our loyal peoples for life, right? They're always around. But I got to the point where I saw that they're not evolving with me, but yet they want me to be loyal. So if you care about me that much, then that means that you're going to go to the next level with me. You're not going to hold me back and be dead weight. So, and I'm I could get real explosive on these platforms and get controversial myself. I would rather just be diplomatic about it. But what I'll say is, in regards to his camp, I've had some individual or two on his team just straight up lie, and try to stop us and our growth, because they see that he's gonna go to such a dimension.
Oh shit! You hit it good. You're touching it, man. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
And this, they don't want us to go to that element, because then they don't see that they'll necessarily be able to fit in, or that they may not be able to go on that journey with us. And so, of course, let's try to smut the situation, and of course, let's try and lure him in. So what I see is, I've gotten to the point, where I don't stress so much over my investment. I invest a lot, and I'm willing to do it time and time again. But these kind of dynamics is really, when we talk about mental health, that's the part that I don't think it has anything to do with the training. I know it doesn't. He enjoys that. This man is dancing through most of the workouts, and he does some intense workouts. He's literally pop locking and he's
during sparring too. During sparring too.
You know what I'm saying? Like and that's when he can have fun, is when he can be free, when he can be loose. So when you have someone like, oh, don't do this, oh, don't say that, oh, don't talk to this one, oh, and he doesn't know what to. His brain is like anybody could go through this. Anybody could feel that way. Then he's got his family. He's trying to deal with his kid situation. That's tough. You got a wife or ex-wife, whatever situation, it's no one's business. And so those are the kind of things I stay out of. Whenever their families are involved, they feel more comfortable around me, not less. And so again, it's usually the dynamics of all the different athletes and sectors, whether they're in government, whether they're in music, whether they're just an actor influencer. You have those people that are like, they're trying to smut each person that they see is going to take them to that the Super Bowl. See,
Yep.
and I can say this on here very easy, Punch on. When they deal with me, we're at the Super Bowl level. We're the Super Bowl because there's no room for emotions. There's no room for personal foolishness. You have to overstep. You have to oversee, and you have to overcome the mental health challenges that you may have. I mean, just for me to deal with all the different situations, that means I have to stay at my best.
Yep.
At all times. I can't have a mental health day where I'm having a breakdown or I'm
somebody's. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, while helping somebody with their mental health, you can't have your mental health breakdown. That so.
I just cannot. So that comes with a very heavy responsibility that most people can't take on. Yes, it can be very frustrating when you're invested emotionally, physically, spiritually with all these different avenues and peoples and see, when I work with certain people, I don't make it personal, but you develop a personal friendship. I do. I develop a personal friendship, and sometimes like in business, they tell you you want to be careful of this.
Don't mix business with don't mix business.
Yes, there's a balance, and there's I could see both sides because there's a part where it's like when you do kind of drop your guard, when you do kind of open things up, and you're not so like hard line, so tough, and you're just about the business. Just get to the point. Just say what you got to say. Just get on with it. But then you're missing certain things. You're missing key information. You may not see every twist and turn that's happening with the individuals you deal with. So at the end of the day, I would rather see what's wrong than worry about just what's right. And as far as the sport of boxing and PBC, and Heyman's going to get another deal. He's going to pull another rabbit out the hat. He's to what extent to whatever entails with these things, only he would know at this point, but he's going to demonstrate as soon as he can.
That's as far sense, as though. He got Canelo.
I'm sorry.
That's common sense. He got David Benavidez, 2 more fights on the deal. He got Canelo Alvarez. He got Gervonta Tank Davis. He gonna get a deal. That's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about what the Showtime people gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? But not Al Heyman, PBC, and his fighters. They're gonna be good.
Well, Showtime. Now I'll say this about Showtime. I'm very concerned about their platform because boxing was bringing a lot to them. I'm from the NBA circuit, so I know Matt. I know Steven Jacks. I've known a lot of those guys, and boxing was bringing their platforms to the forefront. And it was making a lot more people recognize, what they were doing in their shows. I mean, true enough, they have, great guests. I mean, they've had the Mamba, they've had all kinds of people on their platforms, but it brought a diverse audience. And then also what people don't realize is at these shows, at these fights, you're meeting, we're hanging out with Stedman. We're hanging out with Jerry Jones. I mean, we're hanging out with your Chris Browns, Eminem, and whoever else. I mean, so it brings us all together at these fights because so many people respect this environment. So Showtime, I mean, you tell me. I mean, what do people watch Showtime for outside of boxing?
I don't know, man. I haven't watched a show in Showtime in a long time other than boxing. To be honest, I don't watch nothing on Showtime, no Paramount.
Yeah.
So I don't
even know that they're making even good films over there. And I don't want to. I'm in the Hollywood scene. I haven't heard nothing from over there. So
with the writer's strike too. They still have the writer's strike, or that's over?
You know, some parts of the strike are being settled, but there's others that are not. And actually, since you spoke on it, I actually did just get an email from SAG. I'm going to be helping them with their mental health situation over there for the actors. So I do know that because of that, a lot of their actors, their writers, all the different parties are affected by this. So right now, the networks are getting hurt. And what I was going to touch on earlier, and I can say this with the networks, and I'll let you take the floor from here, is it's not about the tickets and the pay-per-view sales that they're concerned with, or even the viewers on their telecast. In the past, your distribution, when you have over 200 nations in the world, and X amount of them are purchasing the rights, you know, to watch your show. Well, because we can get on a YouTube, and I mean, who gets on Showtime to watch classic fights? Who even gets on DAZN on their platform and streams older fights? No, they get on YouTube. And whether it's Tyson and Holyfield, whether it's Riddick Bowe and Holyfield, or whether they're going way back, you know, to you know, some of the glory days of old, you get on YouTube to watch these, and they can't monetize off those kind of platforms nor keep track. So what these networks were doing for so many years, their business model is completely and severely disrupted, because it's not based on, okay, can we see? Everyone in boxing says, well, how many pay-per-views did you sell? No. They're worried about, after this pay-per-view is over, they have you sign over that perpetuity, so that for life, they want people to come to them for the rights to show this on an interview, on highlights, on different networks around the world. And mostly, they, you know, you had people, even UFC was built this way. You know, they'd go back and buy the DVDs, or they'd go back and purchase those older fights.
It's almost like music. When a movie, they ask for the rights of the song so they could play it in their movie, right? Basically,
yes. It's the same element. So that distribution, that's where their real bread and butter is. Yeah, they'll give you 20 million. Yeah, they'll give you 50 million. They'll even give Floyd, like they were, 100 million. Yeah, go ahead. Because they're going to make 8, 9, 10 times that, maybe more, maybe 20 times that from the model of distribution that they have. So they got excited, and I was actually one of the guys who said we needed these influencers, you know, at a key time to bring more eyes. But the way they went about it, see, these networks, and see, this is where, and this is why someone asked, do I think Al's responsible, or why did Showtime eventually leave boxing? Well, let me say what it was. Whenever you have a network that tries to bring in these heads of whatever industry that have no real skin in the game with some of these newer platforms and newer entities and influencers and new stars, and they try to make a plan or a decision based on what they were used to, that's where they failed. They didn't have the right subject matter experts. You call them SMEs, and if you want to get specific. They didn't have these type of experts. You had a payroll. So if an individual isn't on their payroll, because they want to obviously have a salary so that they can control how much their peoples are monetizing, because for their model, they want to be able to sustain this and obviously have 20, 30, 50 times what their overhead schedule is. So bottom line is, they failed because Steven Espinoza is not required, nor does he know shit about influencers and this new digital market that was thrust upon him. What he knew was the model of old. And so he was even trying to do fights with these guys and try to use again the old model, where people are not, you can't justify the revenue streams that they were paying, because you're not going to be able to monetize in the long term any of these distributions. So therefore, And them and all these other networks that will fall as well will learn the same situation, is that go to your experts and stop trying to play the shorthand route money wise when it comes to certain experts. I'm not saying I could have saved Showtime, but I guarantee they would still be around. We would have just had to adjust the model. They're not going to make as much as they were making before, but we can still justify the numbers. So Al Heyman is not from the influencer world. He doesn't know this market so well. He knows the model that they've been had. He comes from the music business, so he understands that distribution. He understands network distribution. He understands ratings. He understands all these. He's a genius of those aspects, hands down. But when things adjust and when things change, it's almost like the music industry got crushed and destroyed once Napster was able to just click download. The same thing happened to boxing, because it's no longer the industry where people are buying your product. Just like people stopped buying CDs, they stopped purchasing albums. I mean, people don't purchase even singles on iTunes anymore. This is all the past. So the same thing happened. Pay-per-view, if you work hard enough, these you have guys, they were telling me, oh yeah, I'm gonna pirate this. And they're fighters.
Yeah. It's like Earl Spence, Fire Stick. He said it. He said it. You know what I'm saying? We'll use Fire Stick, you know? It is what it is, man. So what's the end game for boxing? What is the new what is the business model that works?
The one that's going to work sustainably, because we can get boxing to work for a short time. It can work. It won't be as profitable, but the business model that works is what we're bringing. You have to have an unsaturated market for any business, period. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, at this point, and I'm using music as an example, I mean, look at how many rappers there are. So it's like, if somebody came out tomorrow and they're like, he's the best rapper alive, I mean, in the list of 1 million rappers in your local city, there's just too many, right? There's not enough for everybody at the table. So everybody's eating scraps, or you only have a few eating the most. The same thing is going on for boxing. So I have a model that's perfect, and I've been working at this. And you can't just come in with an advertisement. No, not in this world. You can't walk in with a stable. Some of these people don't even care about that. And they also don't know these fighters enough that it's going to cause me any grief one way or another for what we're doing. We're taking boxing back to the real glory days. And you have to have two things. You have to have a spikeable star, and you need spikeable activity. Spikeable meaning we've seen what happened with Logan and Dylan Dennis with Twitter. Well, more people tuned in because they were interested, not anything to do with their fighting abilities. They almost have none. You know, Logan a little more than the obvious, but you need a spikeable star as well. So I have some individuals that are spikeable stars. I have spikeable activities, but I figured out a way to get these governments to buy in, because there's a message that the governments have to give to their people. It doesn't matter what nation it is. They want to give you a message. When they wanted people to take the vaccine, or they wanted people to stay in the house during COVID, they found a way to explain that to everyone, right? It's the same thing. They didn't need people tapping on your door with a gun. Talk about stay in the house. You know, they got the message out. It's the same thing. In order for different nations to maintain tourism, which affects their GDP, and in order for them to have, you know, the right import and export strategies, They've got to have the right messaging going to their people to maintain enforcement, to keep people from just going into just pure anarchy. You've got to have a message that goes out to each nation. See, this is what boxing doesn't understand. This is what they won't get into because they can't, because the networks they're on are compromised.
Yeah.
My situation is uncompromised, so I can take a chance. I can take a risk in the midst of chaos and create the ultimate opportunity for all of us. But I'm going to need platforms like yours. I'm going to need all of our platforms to become one platform and just target our demographics. And you said it earlier. I said, this is the first guy to say this. Who is your target audience?
Yeah.
Hardcore boxing fans. Do you know how hard it is to please hardcore boxing fans? I mean,
trust me. Hey, we were talking about it right now. Look, they most of the people in the chat, they don't feel like Boo should get an opportunity. So you can't even. He's a hardcore boxing guy. He steps up to people. You see him stepping up to Canelo, stepping up to Triple G, and we think that's the war. Yeah, yo, he stepped up to you. We want to see that fight. Nah, the hardcore boxing fan, you notice in America, it's like a cesspool. They're never happy. They never satisfy. Right. We want the fight, but then it still sells 600K. Earl Spencer, Bill Crawford. Why we asked for this fight? It should have been 2 million. Who paid for it? Like, so I'm looking at it. Just think about how people, if it was a business, and I'm the network, I'm the big boss. Hey, we got this fight. The fans are asking for it. This is the #1 fight in the sport of boxing. And the legends, everybody. It's Earl Spence and Bill Crawford. Really? And then you come to me with 600K. I'm out of boxing. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But that's the hardcore boxing fan because we sold this as this is the fight. The hardcores are the hardcores. No, Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. No, Ryan Garcia is the social media superstar. He's this. But this is the hardcore. All right, then. So they sell more. Tommy Fury and Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I'm sorry. KSI sell more.
Yeah.
So, the hardcore boxing fans, I said it the other day. Collectively, we let boxing down. We all about talk. We're not about this.
That's right.
I think they understand it. The industry is understanding it now. Like, I don't give a damn if y'all gave me Canelo and Charlo. I don't give a damn if y'all got these potential fight for next year. We're out of here. We closing up shop.
Yeah. Yes. Well, you know, and again, I believe it's a combination of factors. I believe it's the hardcore boxing fans have been disappointed for quite a while, so I'll give them this.
Of course.
For a while they haven't really been getting competitive fights. It's just been too much victory lap activities, right? For a while,
2023 has been good, right?
It has been excellent, and the thing is just, but it wasn't set up to where. I'm not saying that and I'll go back to Al. I'm not saying that Al didn't do what is needed to be done from a traditional sense, of course. But this is an untraditional world, my friend. And see, the people want to see something a little different. And at this point, you know, this is why, you know, I have an old man's mind and a young man's body. So I understand. You know, there are different changes that must be made, and it's not just in who's fighting. Mm-hmm. No, you know, when we could, our generation watched Floyd. That was our Tyson. You know, I mean, as a kid, yeah, Tyson was a huge deal, but I didn't understand the full phenomenon, but I still felt it. We all felt it.
Yeah,
but. When those guys were fighting, you can go from the Tyson era to the Floyd era. The barbershops were booming. I mean, if you're a barber back then, you have people, hey man, you got to make appointments 2 weeks in advance because guys is coming in and talk about the fights. They'll get their hair cut just to watch it at their house by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a thing, you know, it was drummed up and see, you know, I've heard people say Floyd's to blame. No, Floyd's not to blame because when Floyd was selling pay-per-views, we saw the numbers. So those numbers were ridiculous because he had the character that made people outside of boxing want to watch.
Yep.
He made people that didn't understand boxing. Well, it's a fight. I mean, if we see two people fighting down the street, somebody's going to watch it.
Everybody going to watch it, right?
So, people want to. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I said, and also, and I tell people this, what did Floyd Mayweather do when he was not contractual to fight? WWE, Dancing with the Stars, chilling with the 50 Cents, with the celebrity. He was always out there. He never let his brand take a break. He never was.
Correct.
I'm out here for 4 or 5 months, and then you're gonna see me when I sign a contract, and then I'm back in the scene. And that's why I don't understand certain fighters. You see the blueprint is right there. Some of you wanna emulate on Floyd Mayweather. It's right there, but y'all don't hustle like Floyd. Y'all not hustlers outside. Y'all don't hustle for y'all brand. Tyson Fury.
Man, these guys still got to ask their mom if they can go outside, man.
Hey, look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he only fighting one time this year, right? And he's fighting the UFC guy. But what he was doing throughout the year, always coming out with some Instagram, going live. He got his wife out there. She's doing the book. He got Tommy Fury. He got his father. The Fury know how to keep their name out there. And he only fought.
Look at him with he's with the Paul brothers. He's letting them run around with his name a little bit, and do different things so that different audience. And he's fighting, as you just mentioned, a crossover UFC star. Not your traditional fighter. It's not traditional boxing. He's not a traditional individual. And see, this is why I deal with the Super Bowl. See, when guys have too much dynamics and well, they're in their feelings or they're letting their personal emotions get in the way, I can't but go so far with them. Because I'll give you an example. This code is an example about getting out the house. This code, I did a speech at Trump's house, and Trump said, "Come to the house tonight." Well, when you go to the president's house, which I've been quite a few times, you have to have a blazer on. I didn't bring a coat. So me and one of the top sheriffs in the country, we both get there. And when we go in, they're like, excuse me, sir. We're so sorry, but you need a coat. Right. And we're invited guests with the president. I mean, people go to the president's house, but they don't go to his area. They don't go to where he lays his head. And that's where we hang out. Okay. And so when you go there, when you're eating dinner with the president, you got to have a coat. So this is actually the coat that the butlers and the workers have to wear.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to keep mine. Well, of course they let me keep it, but just for the memory, like it means a whole lot. Now, any other time, now I just always have a suit on because, I never know what's going to happen. That'll never happen again. But, the bottom line is when you got to get out of your environment. I wasn't scared to hang out with the president. I wasn't scared to be a conservative and have values. I wasn't scared to be around other stars and to go into other sectors and be in different environments. And I'm not the fighter. I'm pushing these guys in different elements. And so one thing you hear from certain guys, not all, but certain guys have excuses. So they'll say, "Oh, my promoter's not promoting me." Well, guess what? As an advisor, I've had all different types of individuals at different times. You set up a situation that they can't ever get themselves into. These environments that they don't even know anybody. You set it up, you get the hotels booked, you get the flights booked for them, you do it all. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, this person told me maybe I should. So that opportunity, number one, I'm not making that decision again. Yeah. And the people that you told that are expecting them to show, now you just disappointed those people, but then you want to come out and you want to see your numbers up. You want to see that you're getting these opportunities. You want to get paid outside the sport. No, it doesn't work like that. So you got to take chances. Now, Floyd is one. Yes, he charges, to come out. He charges an appearance, but he doesn't always. Mm-hmm. There's times when you see Floyd, he'll pay to go to the Lakers game, or they'll set him up to be front row. You'll see him at Staples, or you'll see him at the WNBA.
What's the misconception about two guys that you've been around? What's the misconception of Floyd, and what's the misconception of Trump?
Ooh, I'll start with Trump first. First of all, everything in my office you can think of, I got Trump right here. You know what I'm saying? You talk to me about Trump. You know what I'm saying? You talk to me. I got Trump right here. I got Trump money. You know, I have. Matter of fact, he even got honey. Make honey great again. Make honey great again.
I'm getting that honey. I'm kind of sick. I need some honey for the tea.
I tell you what, this man is a master of. He's a mastermind, more than what people understand. But from a personal perspective, from hanging out with him personally, you know, during his presidency and after, what I have to say is his decorum. Like, he's taught me so much. You know, when you hear things from these outsiders that say, oh, he's racist. Okay.
Yeah, right.
First of all, you know, I was a homeless teenager at one point. I came from the actual mud, the real sticks. So there was nothing handed to me. There was nothing given to me. And you know, this country, this nation has opened a lot of doors because I was willing to get out and get it. So if you're the type of person that has the mentality that makes no excuses, he will show you more knowledge than you can ever handle. The thing is, he's not going to guide you on every step. He expects you to make things happen. So, for example, the way he carries himself, I think people have a misconception. This is a big guy. Trump is no small man. Trump is a big guy.
6'3", like 6'3", right?
Yeah, but the way he stands and I've been with 7-footers all day. Guys, you know, big guys. I got heavyweights, you know, running around me all the time. You know, shout out to my guy Joe Joyce. I got guys running around all the time, big guys. For some reason, Trump seems bigger than all of them. It's crazy. Now, when I'm standing next to him and I look at the picture, I'm like, oh yeah, we're about right there. But the way he stands, even when he's sitting down, he has a mannerism. He has things down pat. You know, the way he speaks, little things he does.
Alpha, leadership.
Yes. You know, down to his socks, down to how this man's socks are set, his pins, everything, his tie. He says a lot without saying any words. And he moves like a great leader. I have to say, first of all, he's hilarious. Trump is actually he's the funniest person I've probably ever met. Ever. In person, he's mind-blowing. He's outrageous, but he's like real simple. You know, he doesn't sarcastic. First of all, to be honest, Punch Drunk, if I'm being real with you, I don't understand. Now that I've spent so much time with him, I don't understand how people get so mad. He does not talk loud at all. Yeah. Trump talks down here. He doesn't. He's not way up here yet. He doesn't yell. He don't scream. He talks way down here, and it's like, what the heck? So the thing is, he doesn't even have to say a whole lot. Like, sometimes his facial expressions, I got to get out the room. you know, I got to go. So, you know, for me, you can call me. I'm nobody's sellout. I've never read Uncle Tom's Cabin, so we can forget about that. Yeah. So the bottom line is he's a real gangster. He's a G. He's very thorough. You know, you can't cut his fabric, man. He's very, very thorough. Now, as far as Floyd is concerned, what people don't know of or pay attention to him is that man, as much as goes on around him, you got millions of people moving, people doing all kinds of blah. He pays attention on a ridiculous level. I've seen people, like, sometimes we're hanging out and doing things, and, you know, people come around and they're excited and they've tried to shoot a quick video real quick to, oh yeah, let me videotape on with Floyd real quick. Floyd, we won't even think I thought I'm not even paying attention the way he is. And I watch everything. I've been shocked. This man will go, hey, what? Delete that video. And he'll send his security. No, make sure they delete it right now. And he'll say, everything ain't for everybody. That's his number one line. Yeah. When I say his focus, his attention, he forgets things at times, and I'm a little concerned with his memory. You know, he's spoken on it, so it's no mystery. Yeah,
you know what?
Floyd can forget.
To be honest, what you see, I think you're the only one that been around him that actually acknowledged that. Because if you do listen to his interview, you really start listening to it time and time again. It's like he's saying the same thing, like if he never said it. He says the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that you said that you caught on.
Well, you know, I want to see him do better at all times, and I'm willing to, you know, I always have his back, but I also spend a lot of time with his pops, and that, see, you learn about Junior when you learn about Senior.
Okay.
Senior, boy, he's sharp. Now he you know, at times I think honestly it's in the genes or genetics possibly, or it's from fighting. Because Roger had it, Pops has it, but he remembers when it's the right time. Pops will get real sharp on you, so play with him and think he forgot, and he'll remember real quick. Because see, I think Pops is really good with associations. Certain things will bring his memory back, and that's how I'm able to, you know, stay real sharp with Pops. I've been with Pops for a long time, so whether it was him and Junior, it's like, you know, that having that familiarity really does help. Mm-hmm. But I see where Floyd gets certain things when I'm with Senior. And I'm like, that's where he gets that money part from. That's where he gets this. That's where he gets that. That's where he gets some of those key fundamentals is from his pops. You know, his pops is one of the most enjoyable people to be around. Like, he just naturally just a very caring person, but he could just enjoy himself, and he's a great singer.
Joy. Hey, they call him Joy Floyd. Joy.
Yes. He, and now nobody's heard him sing like that. Floyd Senior can sing his ass off.
Oh, yeah. James Brown.
And he can paint. He's got paintings with Michael Jackson. He painted for Michael Jackson. Yeah. The talent.
I know that.
The talent from Senior, it gave Floyd, what do you call him, TBE? You know, I got it right here, got to support him. But you can call him whatever. When these guys try to compare themselves to him, that's the first mistake right there. Because it's not his standard, it's Pop's standard. Pops has so much talents. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's just like Shane Mosley. People don't know Jack Mosley. Mm-hmm. Jack Mosley is almost 80 years old, still hitting 200 plus pounds on the bench.
Wow.
Still doing pull-ups like a machine. You know, he got young girlfriends.
Well, yeah.
He probably got a younger girlfriend than both of us. You see, those old minds, those guys, they were, Floyd and Trump were raised by a different fabric. They were around a different fabric that didn't accept any excuses. You didn't play no games, and you did what you needed to do, and you didn't need praise for it. You just got it done. You know, whether it was every day, whether it was, you know, every minute, you know, you just did it. You didn't need someone to go, yay, you know, you made another accomplishment. No, you just got to it. So for me, I mean, I've had the pleasure and honor of being around DK, you know, Don King and all these other greats that have showed me. And this is why I connect with all these different greats at such a level, why I have so much friends in the industry people don't even know are associates of mine at the highest levels, because I've been broken in on that standard. I cannot shake the standard punch drunk. And again, I want to thank you for, I don't normally go on platforms. I know you don't see me on all the interviews. I mean, I can, but see, I can't have this conversation.
True.
And so that's
I appreciate that.
what I appreciate about your platform. I'm welcome. I'm happy to come back again. I'm definitely, I'll bring other people and send people your way because I want to see your platform do well. I've seen you operate in person. You're very humble. All the other media guys, with the exception of a few, whenever they get a chance, you see them running, trying to get credentials, pretending like they know people, starting foolishness, just carrying themselves a certain way. And I watch you in person, like you're hanging out with us. You're hanging out with the fighters personally. And you're not trying to do interviews. Like, I mean, at the after party with Teo, you were at the after party. People probably don't even know that. You weren't taking pictures. You weren't trying to do interviews. You didn't try to interview him or nobody else. And even if you did, you earned that right. But, there's some giants from sports in the room and different peoples. You were just chilling.
Yeah,
so
I
respect that.
That ain't even like my thing. Like, I'm still not that. Even though I get uncomfortable, everybody running at the same time and stuff like that. Hey, can I get the one-on-one if you're interested? And then that 5 minutes or 3 minutes is like 20 minutes. It's like what Keith from Tom Thurman. Keith said, you want to do it right here? Or matter of fact, when he finished doing everybody else, and then I got almost 30 minutes. And he said it was gonna be 5 minutes. So me not stressing, just valuing their time, I know when they're tired. I know the time y'all wake up to do all this media work. I'm not gonna ask you rhetorical questions that everybody else ask you. I'm not here for the gotcha moment. I'm here. I created the channel really to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. You know what I'm saying? I understand this community has become more of a cesspool, is more of drama sells and things of that nature, and positivity don't, right? But I think there is some excitement when there is some positivity, and yes, hold people accountable here and there, but everybody is human, and it is what it is. But that's my thing. I'm happy doing this, and it's an honor to speak to people like yourself and fighters that risk their lives. I think people lose the sight of these are fighters that fight for a living, that got also outside the ring, they got their own respective lives as well. And we just think that they're robots. They're not robots,
No.
They're fighting the fight inside the ring, and they're fighting a fight outside of the ring in the industry, and they dealing with personal issues at the same time.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you articulate very well, Punch Drunk, and I appreciate, from my side and from all the families, from all the friends. We have a new partnership with the Daughters of Legends. So we just partnered up with the daughters of many icons, from Ali's daughters, Jim Brown's daughters, Ray Charles. I mean, all the Jake LaMotta, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, Jordan. They've all come together and formed a group, and they're dealing with mental health issues from being in the industry, from being the princess of icons, and what they're doing and the things that are affecting them, and going beyond. I work with the moms of the NBA. People don't think about these things. Those NBA moms go through a lot because a lot of times many of them were the breadwinner. They were single moms at one point, not all, but a very good amount. And so now they're helping to support them in another stage, in the biggest stage of their life. That's what they work for. So there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of things that, trigger the families that are surrounding these sports. And so it's more than just the talent themselves, government officials, the pressure, of anything you say and do is going to end up on a network somewhere, and then your family members or friends can get attacked physically or through these messages behind that. And this is why, again, I'm not here to talk politics. It's about legislation, influence, and power. And that's what all of us as Americans and people should be striving for. You know, regardless, we shouldn't get emotional all the time about how things are or the decisions that are being made for us or with us. Because a lot of times we just need to gain more perspective, gain more insight on what's making them think this way or behave this way. You know, in some cases, we have to just have no tolerance policy for some actions. But all in all, we need influence and having a voice at the table. I want to be that voice where and I've been able to do this successfully. Where, you know, now I have congressional leaders, I have senators, you know, I have judges and governors that I now talk to on a regular basis because we've developed that kind of a bond because their mental health, you know, all these different people's global world leaders, their mental health, you know, we have to understand, like, people always want to charge at them and destroy them with whatever tool they have, whether it's on an IG or Twitter or whatever else they can, or just, you know, by protesting. You know, we've also got to understand, yeah, some of these people, you know, are toxic, and some of them probably don't need to be in office. But are you going to be emotional about all these things, whether it's a network, whether it's a fighter, or things in our communities? Are we going to be emotional, or are we going to make a difference? And see, I'll rather talk to a person that's on the court, that's on the field, that's in the ring with these issues, rather than a heckler that's in the audience, you know, that's just being loud and trying to be seen. So for myself, the responsibility that we carry when we're talking about fighting for mental health touches many things. It touches substance abuse. It touches your addictions. It touches violence. It touches, you know, discriminations and disappointments. It touches economics. It touches opportunity, schools, healthcare, you know, and all the different social issues that are affecting our youth, that's affecting all of us and all demographics, and most important, our nation. You know, if our nation looks like trash, that affects us for the future. So I said, you know what, I could be one of those hecklers that's always complaining and being loud and trying to gain attention. But you know what? We've got to stay on top of all these things at all times and say, you know what? Let's get involved with our government. You know, let's do what we need to do, you know, to make sure that our peoples now have a seat at the table. And so that's what I'm doing for you. I'm doing for your platforms. I'm doing for all of us, because whether they demonize me for you know, supporting any president or any leader, they can demonize me all they want mentally, but what I'll ask them every time, if they actually want to know, is are you doing something for your community, or are you just talking about the problem? You know, I understood that mental health is affecting my communities too much. I was tired of seeing my guys down in the dumps. I was tired of seeing them sabotage relationships they don't need to. I was tired of hearing about violence. I was tired of hearing about suicide. I was tired of hearing about how depression is affecting other people that surround us and all the toxic things. So I said, you know what, it's time to get active. And so now we have a seat at the table. You know, I don't ask for contributions to fight for mental health. I don't ask for no donations. I have never. Even if you go on I have our company page and I have my page. Show me a link that I have that even says contribute here. I don't even have a contributor button, because I believed in it so much that I put my money where my mouth was. I invested. So the one thing that when I come on a platform like yours, respectfully, I say to all those athletes, to all those guys that's out there, imagine why is it that they can talk about the problem, they can see the problem, they can see that it's seriously affecting so many of us. I mean, we got wars going crazy right now. You know, conflicts are rising, and these kind of things can really cause divisions from among us, for sure. Yeah. You know, whether you're talking about a free Palestine or a free Israel, it's causing divisions. So I said, well, let's have a seat at the table, though. And so when they see that we have a seat, now where's the comment about racism? Because we can say, oh, there's racism, but when you see me right there at the table, they don't know what I had to do to get there. Are they supporting that? Are they going to get behind that? Are they going to sacrifice a little something for the future? Would they contribute if we even asked? You know, these are the things that I look at and I have to deal with in terms of my mental health, but I have to disregard the noise. I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what anyone says, but I do have to regard what's going on with my communities and how we're being perceived around the world. So you're going to see us putting on some magical things at Mar-a-Lago in the fight game. You're going to see us doing and using boxing as a tool of peace and also as a weapon of unity. That's what we're doing. So the revenue streams, trust and believe. I'm gonna make that business work because it's too much at stake today. So thank you so much, Punch, for having me.
Thank you, brother.
And any questions you have on my way out, I'm happy to answer.
One last question. Everybody go subscribe also to Egypt Brown, Instagram, on your social media platforms and things of that nature. One last question. I know you're a busy man, gotta go.
Absolutely.
In boxing they say that is a lonely sport. And we've been hearing that from decades, years and years and years and years, right? How can we change that message that boxing is a lonely sport? All the fighters say it. How can we change that and be there for the fighters? What needs to change? What type of model as a human being needs to change for fighters won't in the next generation or this generation will no longer say that boxing is a lonely sport?
Wow, I've just been shocked at the questions you're asking. I'm serious. Like the questions you're asking is the solution, right? Yeah. So it's a two-way street. And I just made this happen again for a finality. Is we're going on a tour. We're going to go on tour 2023, obviously, to wrap it up. We had a hell of a year for 2022 as well, but 23 and 24, the Jordan year and the Mamba years. We're taking these guys out on engagement and experience opportunities. And the reason for that is that I've got to put them in environments where the people can actually connect with them the right way. So that, it's also got to kind of be monitored, because as you're aware, sometimes people get overzealous and they want to ask them all kinds of silly questions about what fight this and who punched harder than that person. And it's like, they don't necessarily want to get out for that, And I also don't want them just doing, I've never been a big, I haven't really liked meet and greets so much, where they just take a picture, buy a t-shirt. There's nothing real personal in that. Yeah. So what I'm doing is
intimacy. You need an intimate type of relationship with who they meeting with that truly, genuinely cares why they're there, how to get to know them, to understand them genuinely, instead of just here's an autograph, sign it, take a picture, move on to the next, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, I mean there's nothing better than what we've already experienced already. And what we've been doing is, I took some fighters and to watch them, like when other people get to hold the weight of their belt, whether it's, some of these people are in wealthy situations. Some of these people are just, they care, but they're holding that belt for the first time. And they're like, whoa, this is what this guy worked for. This is what he represents. That's why the belts are important. And then when you have a world leader that has the resources, that now we can get their ear and we can have a voice with them because we brought that representative of the community to them. And then we're able to extract those resources for the community, but make sure it actually goes to them. And we're not just building another park, or we're not just, pocketing, another check, but we're actually making sure they get the right resources, not some silly education in school that these kids don't even need to be hearing, but something that's real, that's sustainable.
A real curriculum that translates from the classroom to real life.
Yes, it's they're not going to feel alone when they're no longer, and I did this for some of even our legends that were at home, they were talking like losers. And I'm like, what? You're a legend. You're a Hall of Famer. What are you talking about? But I had to understand that, what? They need to find purpose. So when they find purpose in being more than a fighter, when they find purpose in being more than an athlete, like the platform, and they're able to be a hero again, that's when they don't feel like it's just them. It's just them in an isolated world. Because when they're fighting, that's the best part about the sport, is that it's no one else can fumble the ball or the bag or the opportunity. It's on you. With that being said, when you get out of there, it still takes a team to get that fight done, just like it takes a team to keep them going for life. And I can compare these fighters to veterans. You look at veterans, they go to war and they defend their country and they come back. Nobody cares about them anymore. Nobody remembers those bullets that were coming their way, or them seeing, people, blown dead to the side, and seeing women and children bombed in front of them. I mean, look at even our law enforcement. Everybody's not big fans of them, but guess what? Our first responders, what I've learned in mental health is that they see horrible, grotesque things, bodies maimed and destroyed. So with these fighters, we've got to treat them the same way, is that they've gone to war. They're veterans now. These guys have been in battle. And so now we've got to give them a new purpose.
Yep.
Maybe they're not fighting with the gloves, but they can fight for something, and they can fight for mental health.
Thank you, brother. That's a great message. Great message. Shout out to EJ Brown once again. My brother, thank you. Thank you for joining us, my brother. You're welcome anytime. Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Well, I'm happy to come back. Thank you for having me. And everyone, I'll say one thing: contribute to this man. Take care of these platforms. He's got to keep the lights on too. So, when you guys are putting those contributions in, those donations, maybe you send it when he doesn't even have an episode, just so that he can make another episode. He's got a family to feed, and to keep these things going. It takes money to keep these platforms going. So support my man Punch Drunk. I'll make sure I bring you some interviews too in the future. And we're a family, so I'm looking forward to seeing your success.
Appreciate that, my brother. God bless. God bless.
Blessings.
Peace. Everybody, you already know EJ Brown, founder of Fight for Mental Health. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on his social media platforms. You can just even put it on the search, and works with a lot of athletes, works with a lot of politicians and things of that nature. Always trying to find a solution to make things better in our sport, in which we are. Which you already know. I created the channel to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern day wars, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. You already know. Earlier we was talking about Canelo Alvarez, right? And let me just piggyback over what we was talking about in the beginning of the show, right? So Canelo Alvarez, King Nelo, aka Cartelo, aka Cash Nelo, aka Payday, aka Get the out of here, man. Canelo Alvarez is gonna be looking November 25th, Thanksgiving. He's gonna be eating con la familia. Va a comer, vamos a comer. Y después en Friday, la familia, you want to go to Black Friday? And then we go to Las Vegas to watch Benavidez and Demetrius Boo on Drake. Good looking out, Cesar. Good looking out again. Thanks to EJ Brown. Now, I said it, I'm gonna say it again. Canelo Alvarez, if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, I am predicting that Canelo Alvarez will avoid Demetrius Andrade, will run away from Demetrius Andrade. I'm also going to predict that if Demetrius Andrade does beat David Benavidez, there's going to be people out there that are going to create another narrative storm. The narrative is that when Demetrius Andrade, if he beats David Benavidez, y'all going to say that David Benavidez was not a champion. That David Benavidez only beat Caleb Plant, and already that Caleb Plant already lost to Canelo Alvarez and Canelo Alvarez beat Caleb Plant better, and you're still going to diminish Demetrius Andrade. And you're still going to say that he just won payday. And you're still going to say, but what does Demetrius Andrade bring to the table? I understand this cesspool. I understand the community. And I also understand that there's people out there that will enable Canelo Alvarez to keep running from Demetrius Andrade like he's been done in the past in the 154-pound division. in the 160-pound division. Am I saying he's scared? No. That's Canelo Alvarez. I don't think the Canelo Alvarez is scared of nobody. I don't think that no fighter in the respective division is scared of nobody. Canelo Alvarez's resume speaks for itself. And because the reason why I say he could run from the meets Andrade, yet arguably he runs to a arguably tougher competition. Like I said in the beginning, he ran from the meets Andrade. That's a tough competition. He ran from a title shot, right? In 154. In 160, he ran from undisputed. In 168, he may be running from his mandatory. 3 different type of ways that you can fight the meets Andrade, and that's just if the meets Andrade does beat David Benavidez November 25th, Showtime, PBC, TGB, right? Historically, it tells me that Canelo Alvarez will run from the meets Andrade, yet it's also that he runs like he did in 154 to fight Miguel Cotto in the middleweight division. Just like he ran from the meets Andrade, but ran to the 175-pound division to fight Sergey Kovalev and beat Sergey Kovalev to become a 3-division world champion. And maybe he may run from the meets Andrade. The meets Andrade beats David Benavidez and run to the rematch for Demetrius. See, in all these cases, this is why his running is justified. You can't shame Canelo Alvarez because at least when Canelo Alvarez does run away, he doesn't run away and fight somebody in the rank number 17, 15, 18, 19, 23, 45. He runs, but he runs towards arguably a stiffer competition. Arguably. And that's why Canelo Alvarez never really been shamed that he didn't fight the meets Andrade to become a WBO champion in 154, to become undisputed in 160. And I'm predicting that he will not be shamed if he runs away from the meets Andrade. The meets Andrade beats David Benavidez, because historically, Canelo Alvarez may run towards a stiffer and more competitive, arguably, paper-wise, fight. The facts is he's avoided the meets Andrade, yet the facts is that he still managed to attain a legacy fight or more legacy. He didn't fight the undisputed, but he became a 3-division world champion. He didn't fight the meets Andrade to become a WBO champion, but he still moved up to the middleweight division to be a legend and Miguel Cotto and become a champion. Does that make sense? Is that flaming the meets Andrade? Is that flaming Canelo Alvarez? Is there any disrespect in what I said? Any fanboy, is there any disrespect or is it fact? Is there any disrespect? Because think about it. Some of y'all gonna be like, well, but when Canelo Alvarez, look at his resume. Yeah, look at his resume. He got one of the best resumes of this era. Kovalev almost got stopped by Yardy and had like 3-month turnaround. That doesn't matter. He still beat Yardy and he stopped Yardy. The almost is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Better days. He almost lost. He didn't lose. He knocked out Sergey Kovalev to become a 3-division world champion. Daring to be great, moving up to a division he never been in. Are we going to credit Kovalev for almost beating the little guy? Matter of fact, Kovalev, who's probably a future Hall of Famer, should be the one beating Canelo Alvarez, but he lost to Canelo Alvarez. So you give Canelo Alvarez the credit. Remember, Canelo Alvarez is the one that was daring to be great. And if he's daring to be great, Kovalev had to be great enough for him to dare to be great. You feel me? Daring to be great, you got to be great enough for me to move up and dare to be great. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the greatest of every era, but the greatest of that respective division, great in that respective division, and great when it's relevant. You feel me? Now, another topic that I was talking about earlier, we was talking about Gervonta Tan Davis versus, who is the A side? Devin Haney or Gervonta Tan Davis? If Devin Haney beats Regis Prograis December 9th, The Zone, San Francisco, pay-per-view, y'all already know Devin the Dream Haney is daring to be great to fight Regis Prograis. And we're going to say that people that jump weight classes to fight the champion is daring to be great. Devin Haney is daring to be great to fight Regis Prograis as his first fight in the 140-pound division. I think he's going to be favored. I think in the bookies, they got him as a favorite, right? And people are saying, well, punch run. No. Gervonta Tank Davis is the A side. What you talking about punch run? What you mean? What you mean that you saying Devin Haney is the A side? He ain't no A side, and he don't sell more than Tank. He don't got no more pay-per-view than Tank. He A side. Let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Devin Haney is A side right now. I'm not saying that Gervonta Tank Davis is not an A side, but all I'm saying is Devin Haney don't have to give in to his side because Devin Haney is more accomplished. Devin Haney got a better resume. Devin Haney is younger. Devin Haney been having money, so he ain't searching for the pay. He doesn't need Gervonta Tank Davis to make money. He's been making money. He's been had a mansion. He's been had a Rolls Royce. He's been had every car that you dream of. He's been had the Lamborghini. He's been had the titles and things of that nature. Younger than the Gervonta Tank Davis. And also Devin Haney he's in the pound for pound list first than Gervonta Tank Davis. So he got the accomplishments. He got the money. I don't need Gervonta Tank Davis. He got the resume. He's daring to be great. This year he fought Lomachenko. He about to fight Regis Prograis. Tank, what does Tank has to offer Devin Haney? Does he offer him hardware? If they both retire right now, Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, and you need to pick one to enter the Hall of Fame, especially if he beats Regis Prograis. If Devin Haney beats Regis Prograis, and we're looking at December 10th, and both of these guys retire, and you need to pick one to go to the Hall of Fame. Who's going to the Hall of Fame? Oh, yo, but you got to understand that the A side has to do. No. Tank Davis have the right to not abandon his A side. He bringing in bread, but I'm gonna tell you like this: if I'm Devin Haney, I'm like, I don't need a steeple to your level. I'm not no B side of you. I ain't no B side of you, bro. I make money. Matter of fact, my money stay in house. Devin Haney's money stay in house. And to be honest, we don't know how much percentage is taken out of Gervonta Tank Davis. He got managers, he got advisors, he got stuff like that. All Devin Haney got his dad. As a matter of fact, if Bill Haney said, yo, keep all that money, son, I'm good. I'm just your father, and I'm just making these deals and making sure that that nobody F's you on them deals. And they doing wonderful on some deals. They did wonderful with Showbox. They did wonderful with Matchroom. Then they went to Top Rank, got their money, and then they went back to the Zone and getting their money. Pay-per-view, 2 pay-per-view events. Devin Haney does not need Gervonta Tank Davis, which means that Devin Haney don't need to steep low to a B side for Gervonta Tank Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not desperate for now Devin Haney to prove us that he's good, that he's prove us that he's willing to fight the fight. He don't need to prove that to me. He already has proven to fight Regis Prograis right now. He's proven to me that he's about legacy. He about legacy. At this point, I'm a Gervonta Tank Davis fan because his skills and talent. I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis' skills and talent is special, is more entertaining than Devin Haney, is one of the most entertaining style. I think that he is special, but his tools did not on display versus a high caliber elite fighter in that respective division, in my opinion. So I don't know about y'all. Y'all could run. Oh, punch. Gervonta Tank Davis an A-side. Yeah, he could be an A-side of Pitbull Cruz. Yeah, he could be an A-side of Hector Garcia. Yeah, he could be an A-side at that time with Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia was not bringing any really legacy to the table because he never been a champion. But me, Devin Haney, you think I'm gonna, with all my accomplishment, with all the money that I've been making, with all the deals, great deals that I've been making, with the percentage I've been a boss longer than your ass, Gervonta Tank Davis. I have my promotional company longer than you. My resume is better than you. My accomplishment is better than you. I fight better opposition better than you. I'll be getting money longer than you. I probably had a mansion first than you. I'm not going to be no B-side of you. You must be crazy. That's like me going back to the projects. Hell no. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say right here, I don't give a damn what you think. Devin Haney ain't no B-side of Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Haney is no B-side to Gervonta Tank Davis. This point, Gervonta Tank Davis, 29, 30 years old. We're still begging him for him to fight a challenging fight. We're still begging him to be like, yo, fight somebody. You don't got to do that with Devin Haney. You don't got to do that with Shakur Stevenson. You don't even got to do that with Teofimo Lopez. You don't got to do that with you know what? You're not going to do it. We're still doing it with Gervonta Tank Davis. How many times going to be like, hey, yo, Gervonta Tank Davis passed the eye test? I know. I say that he got special skills. But how many years are we going to go? Well, he passed the eye test. Well, he passed the eye test. Well, he passed the eye test. He put butts in the seats. He passed the eye test. He put butts in the seats. He passed the eye test. He put butts to see, motherfucker, get a motherfucking title. Fight somebody with legacy. Fight a challenging fight without no damn stipulations, rehydration, catch weight. I can't praise you like I'm going to be praising the other fighters, even though that I feel that Gervonta Tank Davis, I may feel that the eye test is telling me that Gervonta Tank Davis may be better than Haney. He hasn't proven that to me, though. Oh, but yo, Punch, but Devin Haney didn't really beat Vasily Lomachenko. Okay, I could think that Vasily Lomachenko probably won the fight. That doesn't mean that Devin Haney laid down for Lomachenko. He fought back. It was a close fight. It was a good fight. It was a challenging fight. At least he had the heart to fight him. At least Devin Haney had the heart to fight Lomachenko when Devin Haney didn't need to fight Lomachenko either. Devin Haney could have moved to the 140-pound division and still fight for that vacant title that Regis Prograis fought was Jose Cepeda. He was in a position to do so. I'm sorry, but Devin Haney has proven to me that he's about that work. Yeah, y'all hear me saying Devin Haney. Yeah, but Punch, you would be saying that Devin Haney is. Well, that's how I feel about his style. But I also acknowledge that he's growing, that he's trying. See, he tried versus Jorge Linares. He tried versus George Kambosos too. He tried with Vasily Lomachenko. He tried to go to the body. He just ain't trying to just out jab Vasily Lomachenko. He tried to go to the body. He tried to dig deep. If he don't got the power and the natural power, you know what I'm saying? He's still growing as a man. He's 24, 25 years old. So I see the effort. I see that he's trying. I can't knock that. Mill City Boxing in the building. What's good, Mill City Boxing in the building? De lo mío, que lo que? Rapstar Boxing Now is the voice of the UK, London, bruv. What's good, bruv? What's good? Again, shout out to EJ Brown. Shout out to EJ Brown, one of the guests today and stuff like that. We're talking about mental illness, talking about all these fighters and things of that nature. That a lot of fighters do have these mental health issues and things that, and we have a person out there like EJ Brown that fights for the fighters. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We always hear that fighters is a lonely sport. You don't got to be alone. You don't got to be alone no more, fighters. Pay attention. You got a channel out here, Punch Run Box. You got good people out there that don't want you to be alone. That's gonna fight the fight with you outside of the ring. But you got to take care of business in yourself in the ring. But we out here fighting for you outside of the ring. Ya tú sabes, hablando de boxeo, mi hermano, hablando de boxeo. La gente está watching fútbol. Mira, tenemos 27 gente aquí. Nadie no quiere ver boxeo. Or maybe it's the topic. It's the topic. That's what it is. They get mad at the topic. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I critique a little bit of Canelo Alvarez, they get mad. They get mad. And it's funny though. You know why? Because even in the Twitter, my Twitter account and my message and stuff, what you talking about, Punch Drunk, about Devin Haney? I say, yo, that's why I like about my channel. That's why I like about how I break down boxing, because I break things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. I could praise Gervonta Tank Davis and critique Gervonta Tank Davis. I could praise Devin Haney and critique Devin Haney. I could praise all these fighters and critique them. I could praise Canelo Alvarez to the fullest. Like nobody could praise Canelo Alvarez and still critique him just a little bit. I could praise Demetrius Andrade. You think everybody, what about these other channels? These other channels was afraid to even say these things about Demetrius Andrade. You know why? Because they feel like they're going to lose subscribers. They're going to feel they're going to compromise their followers that they have built trying to shame Demetrius Andrade and anybody that faced Canelo Alvarez. They're afraid to be a real boxing fan and a real boxing content creator. But you know what? Look at the name, content creator. I think that is becoming a disservice to boxing heads, content creator, because you're just probably being a content creator to create a buzz, just to grow your channel however you seem fit. Shit, I'm gonna talk ish about these particular fighters. That's what people like. So shit, I like. You know what? I think Canelo Alvarez did. You know what I'm saying? He need to be critiqued, but nah, man, I'm going with the Canelo Alvarez fans, and I'm going to say everything good about Canelo Alvarez. Or there's a fan base that's going to say everything bad about Canelo Alvarez and shame, and then there's going to be a lot of people that hate that's going to be tuning in. I just break it down biasly, logically, and objectively. All I'm saying is, if Canelo Alvarez, if the Demetrius Boo Andrade beats David Benavidez, I think that Canelo Alvarez is going to run away from Demetrius Andrade. If Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, I think Canelo Alvarez is going to run. But where is he going to run? Is he going to run and hide? No. I believe that Canelo Alvarez have shown us in history that he could run from Demetrius Andrade. He could avoid Demetrius Andrade. Yet in 154, he fight Miguel Cotto. And if you give me that choice, Miguel Cotto, Demetrius Andrade, around that time, as a fighter, shit, I might fight Miguel Cotto. Legacy, notoriety, moving up, daring to be great. Demetrius Andrade or Sergey Kovalev. You know, you can't shame me. I know you may want the Demetrius Andrade, but you can't shame me. I'm still fighting Sergey Kovalev. I'm not fighting the rank. I ain't fighting the rank number 18. I'm still daring to be great. And that's the difference between Canelo, him running from Demetrius Andrade. If Canelo Alvarez was running and fighting what you call in this community a bum, and then he runs from him again, and then he fights what you call in this community a bum, then you will probably shame him. But you can't be mad at Canelo. You can't shame Canelo, because when he runs from Demetrius Andrade, he arguably runs to a tougher or stiffer competition. Arguably debatable. Rapstar Boxing Knowledge said, yo, Punch got that serious connection in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively, Rapstar. Because we keep it real with the fighters. We keep it real with the industry. Some of these guys get mad when they see me. Yo, Punch, yo, you said this the other time, but yo, I like your shit. You know why? Because I don't beat somebody when I don't beat somebody when they down. I don't gang up on fighters like a lot of people in this industry be doing. When everybody's on Jamal Charlo, man, nah, man. Jamal Charlo is fighting for his kids at the time, not with his wife. His family is his life. When the shit is not, when your home is breaking, you feel like you're breaking as a person. And me as a human being and a father myself, you know what I'm saying? If you telling me I can't see my kids or my son, I don't know where my mind is gonna be. Same thing with Jamal Charlo. And what we did out here in Punch Run Boxing, we prayed for Jamal Charlo. That he get, you know what I'm saying, whatever's happening with him and his significant other and his kids, because a breakup of home is not easy. Breaking up a home is not easy. But what y'all did over here in the boxing community? He ain't shit. He ain't doing nothing. He's scared. Look at him. Yeah, hold them accountable for certain things. But jumping on another human being when they're down, and they actually explaining to you through interviews and emotional about it, like, yo, I'm going through ish, man. I'm going through ish. And what y'all do here in this community, the hardcore boxing fan that could understand these fighters. We don't depend on the casuals to understand these fighters. That's why we here. We here to understand our fighters. Yeah, we want to see them in the ring, but also be human-like to understand that the other human is going through some ish. But what y'all do? And then we're the only community that talk about boxing. They want to tune in, and then all they see is a bunch of people just talking ish about them. And they got grown kids, teenage kids that's looking at that, and they be like, yo, don't even pay attention. You forget that these fighters are humans. Relax. Look at the hardcore boxing. Who the hell laughs and have an enjoyable moment that Showtime is not featuring boxing? You're a hardcore boxing fan, bro. How can you feel and celebrate and go with the I told you so parade on Twitter on your own channel? What is so funny about that when you are a boxing fan and you are a boxing channel or a boxing account in which the people that put their life on the line gives you the rights and gives you the creativity to even create a channel? And you laugh that A big network is kicking boxing out the mother effing door, but you call yourself a boxing fan. Yet you want to capitalize off these fighters through your channel, through your account, through your super chat, through your cash app. You could capitalize off the blood, sweat, and tears of these fighters. You could do it. But as soon as these fighters want to put their fight on pay-per-view, you bitch like a motherfucking bitch. But you could capitalize off them. You can monetize your channel. You can monetize your account. As soon as these guys want to get paid and risk their life and feed their family like you're feeding your family, they don't got the right to put on pay-per-view. You bitch like a little ass bitch. You cheap ass bitch. You thief. And you complain about these fighters. Oh yeah, I'm not paying for the pay-per-view. I'm not paying for the pay-per-view. Going with a shame campaign, smear campaign. Yeah, capitalize off the blood, sweat, and tears of these fighters. You low life. I'm sorry I had to talk like this, guy. It's the only way the cesspool of people is going to understand, because that's the way they talk. That's the way they live. That's the way they act, like animals. Animals. Showtime. I told you. And PBC would how he going to. And I told you. And I told you. Ha ha ha. A bunch of you dudes are like 40, 50. Some of y'all got grandkids. Huh? Keith from Tom Thurman back in the ring with Stanley Onis. Danielson Garcia back in the ring with Lara. I'm paying for the pay-per-view. I'm paying for the pay-per-view. You the type that your kids ask you for damn $2 and you be like, for what? I don't got no $2. You probably still potato chip in a tropical fantasy just to give your kids, you cheap mother effer. Probably don't even take care of your own kids. The way y'all talk over here, man, I don't want y'all dudes around me, bro. I'm in the club with y'all dudes, man, and y'all, and I don't know. I already know that a bunch of dudes in this community, bro, man. If I see y'all in Vegas, be like, hey, yo, man, let's get a table. Let's go to this spot, man. I'm buying my own drink because y'all motherfuckers don't pay. y'all dudes are the type that be like, hey, yo, we heading to the club. Yeah, we in the club. And then the menu come out and there's a bottle of 100 of 1100, another bottle of 900, and you be like, yo, man, they don't got Palo Viejo to they don't got the Palo Viejo. What kind of vodka you want? They don't got Palo Viejo here? Nah. Shit. You got Southern Comfort? You got Southern Comfort? Who has Andrade dropped that's elite? Don't worry, November 25th, you're going to see it, baby. You're going to see it, Tony. November 25th, who has he fought? Who has he dropped? Who has he beat? Who has he fought? Who has he beat? Who has he fought? Who had the balls to fight him? What champion had the balls, this particular fortitude and mental fortitude to step inside that ring and sign the deal on the dotted line and fight Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade? It needed to take a monster like David Benavidez to step up to the plate and step up to a threat, to step up to a boogeyman. But look at a couple of you fans. Who did he fight? Who did he fight? He ain't fight nobody. When he was about to fight a champion in the middleweight division, what happened? What happened when he's going to fight a champion in the middleweight division? What did that champion, what happened to that fight? None of y'all motherfuckers like to bring that up. I never, ever from his haters, never bring up Billy Joe Saunders popping dirty. You know why? I know why. I'm going to tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why Demetrius Andrade's haters never mention Billy Joe Saunders popping dirty? Y'all know why. Come on, y'all can follow what I'm about to say. Do you know why Demetrius Andrade's haters, when they say he never fight somebody, they will bring up, oh, he didn't fight Parker. They will bring up, he didn't fight Jennebeck. They will bring up, well, he didn't fight Jamel Charlo back then. They will bring up Lara. Do you know why his haters on my chat, and I'll be doing a lot of Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez content. His haters never bring up Billy Joe Saunders. Do you know why? Let me see if somebody says it. Do you know why nobody brings up Billy Joe Saunders? Do you know why? Come on, I'm gonna give you a good 15 seconds. Look at husband. So you're telling me in Andre 10 years career, he hasn't been able to fight a top champion? Tell me a champion. I want a champion. He's been a champion, so I want to see unification bout. Tell me the other champion that want to fight him. Give me the name. Hush bum. Give me the name of the champion that wanted to unify with Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade at 154, at 160. Name me a champion. Because you saw him. You got YouTube. You saw him approach the champions. You tell me, did they fight him? Did Triple G fight him? Did Canelo Alvarez fight him? Did Jamal Charlo fight him in the middleweight division? You say he don't fight no champions. What happened to the champion when they were scheduled to fight? Come on, guys. Come on. Help me out here. Don't let your hate for Demetrius Andrade got y'all looking dumb out here. Downplaying your intellect. Don't let the hate of Demetrius Andrade do that to you. Why don't y'all bring up Billy Joe Saunders? Hey, yo, love God, Jesus. I know, because you one of the guys. You want to you know what I'm saying, a guy with logic. Can you help me? Can you let me know why they never bring up Billy Joe Saunders? Love God said because it makes Andrade look good. That's why. You know what? It's that, and let's go deeper than that. Let's go deeper than that. Let's go deeper. He said Tony gonna pull on the last minute. Tony, answer me the question. I'm talking directly to you. Tony, answer me the question. Why you don't bring up Billy Joe Saunders up? Why don't you bring Triple G up to unify the titles? Why don't you bring up Canelo Alvarez to unify to become undisputed at 160? Why don't you bring up Jamal Charlo? You know those are significant fights. He said, now look, Genovic was Andrade's mandatory. And that's what I mean. See? Look at this. Look at this. They bring Genovic. Y'all motherfuckers don't give a fuck about Genovic. Hush bum. I never seen you on my channel to talk about Genovic or praise Genovic. Hush bum. I've been here for almost 4 or 5 years. I never seen you on my channel ever talk about Genovic. Why are you talking about Genovic now? You never came up here and say, oh, yo, Punch, yo, check this out. Check this guy Genovic out. Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers ever said that to me. So why y'all playing dumb with me for? Why y'all playing dumb with me? A guy that keeps it real with y'all, comes out here, gives y'all content, gives y'all lives, gives y'all interview. Y'all see me going out there doing the hard work, going to try to get these media credentials, trying to get you exclusive. I work for y'all. Why y'all trying to bullshit me? If I work for y'all, bro, I work for y'all. I work for the community. If I could, when I had an interview with Oscar De La Hoya, remember, I got his number here. I could talk to Oscar De La Hoya myself. I don't need to bring him to Punch Drunk Boxing, but I share it with y'all. So I'm asking y'all, man to man, woman to woman. I said woman to woman. Man to man, man to woman. Why y'all trying to bullshit me? I'm asking y'all simple questions, bro. Simple questions. Look, if I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna call y'all out, particular people. If y'all don't answer my question, I'm gonna be like them other whack ass channel and start blocking y'all. Cause then I feel like y'all disrespecting me. I feel like y'all just trying to troll me. So hush bum. Why didn't Canelo, Triple G, and Jamal Charlo unify the titles with Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade? I'm asking, and I gotta call people out like this. I'm not wasting my time. I can't be real with y'all, and y'all gonna be fake with me. Now y'all wasting my time. Y'all taking time away from my kids. Anyway, I'm asking you now, hush bum. I ask you a question. Why didn't you stress and why didn't Triple G unify the titles Why did Canelo Alvarez didn't fight undisputed and find the extension? And why did Jamal Charlo said that we're blackballing Demetrius Andrade to unify the titles in the middleweight division? Didn't Canelo petition the IBF for a unification bout with Demetrius at 160? And what happened after that? What did they go? What happened to Undisputed? What happened to Undisputed? Right here. I got it right here for you. I got it right here for you. Canelo can seek exceptions for the next title defense per IBF. Sergey Derevchenko is his mandatory. However, since he is unified champion, there is a rotation. IBF spokesperson Jeanette Salazar clarified with the boxingscene.com on Thursday, May 16th. Alvarez also has the right to request an exception. Why didn't he file an exception so we could see the undisputed, the best fighting the best, Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo Alvarez? He said Lalo said because he can't sell trash. Remember, he took $5 million less to fight Kovalev. He was going to get paid more to fight Demetrius Andrade. He took Canelo Alvarez took $5 million less. That's a lie, Lalo. He can't sell. Canelo Alvarez was going to get $5 million more fighting Demetrius Andrade. He took $5 million less to fight Kovalev. So that's a lie. Remember, Canelo Alvarez already had a contract and Demetrius Andrade had a contract. That's a lie. That's what I mean, folks. Like, yeah. It's whack. You know what I'm saying? It's whack. You know, it's whack. I feel like totally disrespected by my people that follow the channel because I'm real with y'all. I'll debunk racism. I'll debunk, and I go out there and be in the front lines if everybody want to be racist or discriminate my culture. Latinos y toda esa vaina como yo estaba haciendo. But ahora when I'm speaking truth con ustedes, but y'all don't like to listen to it, ahora y'all won't be real with me. Así como son ustedes. Y'all on some fake shit with me? He said nobody will buy Canelo versus Andrade fight, and money isn't an issue for Canelo. So that's the reason, Hush Bum. So Hush Bum is saying nobody will buy Canelo Andrade fight and money. Nobody will buy Demetrius Andrade and Canelo. That means that nobody would have bought the undisputed fight. That's the excuse. That's the excuse that you giving my people, right? That's the excuse that you giving me. That the fight wouldn't sell. So that means Canelo Alvarez. Because I'm going to tell you like this. So it's true what the haters be saying. Because Gervonta Tank Davis, he sells out the arena versus a Hector Luis Garcia. Pitbull Cruz. So you're telling me that fight didn't happen because it's not going to sell anyway, so we shouldn't even put the fight for undisputed. That's what you're telling me. The Kovalev made him a 3-division world champion, my brother. The Smith made him become a 4-division world champion. You're wrong. The Kovalev made him a 3-division world champion. Yo, Punch. I don't always agree with you. I watch you here and there, but I respect that you read my comment and don't block. I'm not going to block. I'm not going to block. I just want you to be real with me, though. Fuck them other boxing content creators that spread some lies and narratives and racism and hate on. But y'all not keeping it real with me for whatever reason. Y'all don't want to keep it real with me. That's pissing me off. That y'all don't want to keep it real with me. I understand this community. I understand there's a bunch of Canelo Alvarez haters out here. I know it. I know there's a bunch of people that say he don't fight nobody. He look at his resume. He's a cherry picker. He's this. He ain't Latino. He's Irish. He's cinnamon. He's all this stuff. I ain't that guy, bro. Don't come over here and because another boxing content creator that was hating on Canelo Alvarez got y'all so mad, then y'all come over here and y'all see, oh, yo, why he didn't fight Demetrius Andre? Demetrius Andre ain't nothing. He ain't shit. Who did he fight? He ain't fight Janibek. He ain't fight Parker. Y'all don't give a damn about Janibek and Parker, bruh. Why y'all bringing that bullshit shit to my face? Why y'all bringing that type of lie to my face? Ain't none of you mother effers cared about Janibek in this community? Ain't none of you mother effers even know who the hell Zach Parker was, bruh. Why y'all coming over here with the BS? Go over there with the BS. Go fight the narratives over there with that little BS. And then come over here and tell me, but the John Ryder, he deserved it. And John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez is a good fight. Come on, man. Really? Don't let the hate do that to you. Don't let it do that. Don't do it. We ain't like that, man. We ain't weak. We real men out here, bro. You could praise and you could give a lot of credit to people and then hold them accountable for this little one thing. Ain't nobody say that Canelo Alvarez is less greater than anything. Ain't nobody say that Canelo Alvarez is less greater because he didn't fight Demetrius Andre. That's not the shit that I'm saying. Come on, y'all. Love yourself more, man. He said, keep that same energy. I've kept that same energy. But if you ain't getting the opportunity to fight a champion to enhance your legacy, because that's the only way your legacy is going to be enhanced, I got to see it from another way. Why aren't these champions want to unify with him? I see people ducking him. What do you want me to keep the same energy, the same shit? Demetrius Andre himself will tell you his resume and all that. He said himself he don't have nobody in his resume. But it takes somebody to fight somebody for him to have somebody in that resume. And the only way in this boxing community you give props to a fighter to enhance his legacy is when he beats a credible champion. Not even sometimes champion, but a credible champion at that. We are a boxing fan first. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see unification bouts because that is the best fighting the best. It's like I said before, we want to see Tyson Fury and Usyk because it's undisputed. We want to see Bivol versus Beterbiev undisputed. We wanted to see Taylor versus Ramirez undisputed. Teo versus Loma undisputed. Paul versus Naoya Inoue undisputed. Spence versus Crawford undisputed. Andrade versus Canelo middleweight undisputed. Pero ustedes no entienden. Usted no entiende lo que es. Why? What is the thing? Yes, you know you're supposed to be saying? It's true. Canelo Alvarez should have fought Demetrius Andre for undisputed because it also meant something for Canelo Alvarez. That's it. What is this? Day after day, live after live. Y'all can't keep it real. Y'all supposed to be boxing fans. Yo, Punch. Canelo should have fought Demetrius Andre at 160 for undisputed, yo. He should have handled his business. Like you said, Demetrius Andre wasn't handling his business. Canelo Alvarez should have handled his business. Tell Eddie Reynoso, his manager, Eddie Reynoso, tell Oscar de la Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, hey yo, my guy wants undisputed. Hey yo, let's make this Sandy exception right now because we already got the letter from the IBF. So let's file this right now to get the undisputed. Yeah, mi gente, yeah. Y'all not real enough? What is it? Y'all not real enough. Y'all can't say, yo, Canelo Alvarez, man, he should have fought for undisputed. But you know what, Punch? Shit, at least him and his team fucked that up, and at least he fought Sergey Kovalev there to be great and become a 3-division world champion. And this is why I'm saying is the reason why Canelo Alvarez can't be shamed all the way is justifiable, not for him to get shamed because he still seeked legacy when he lost legacy. But keep it real, he avoided Andrade. That's it. That's the facts. Y'all don't like the facts? Do y'all hate the hate that you have for a motherfucker y'all don't know? You want to dumb down yourself for what? He avoided Andrade. He moved on and got another legacy fight. It doesn't diminish the greatness of Canelo Alvarez. I'm lying, you out of here, brother. You out of here. That's it. Anybody that don't want to keep it real on this channel, I don't need. Go to them other channels. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Anybody want to lie on this channel, I'm blocking all of y'all. I'm going to do like the other channels. So y'all don't want to keep it real with me because y'all can hear it on my passion. Y'all can hear it in my delivery. Y'all can hear it that I'm not playing no nonsense. Y'all want to lie in this channel and think that this is some narrative pushing channel? Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. Anybody want to lie anymore? Any lie I see, you out. So don't even press nothing. Because I ain't going to be no sucker to y'all, bro. I give too much passion to this game, bro. I give too much passion to this game for y'all to come to my channel and try to act like y'all fucking liars out here, bro. Because they ain't signed the exception. That's why, Tony. They ain't filed it. And if we hold everybody accountable, if we hold Earl Spence or Bud Crawford accountable for not fighting for undisputed, the best fighting the best, then everybody gets the same flame. Take it out your mouth already, Punch. If y'all want to be on some gay shit, get the fuck out of here. Go back to your little go. I'm doing whatever. What all them little channels that y'all hate, y'all gonna come out over here and disrespect me. Y'all gonna get out of here. I'm gonna be on a blocking party right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be in a blocking party right here for a good 5 minutes. Anybody want to talk about boxing? Everybody want to talk about that pato shit? Y'all gonna be blocked. You acting like you fought some bum after he moved up. Just like, did I say that, hush bum? Are you listening to what I'm saying? That's what I get it. I get it. Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. I'm gonna say it again. Hush bum, listen to me. Whatever you're doing, turn off the music. Turn off the music. The music, wipe your ass. Listen to me what I'm saying. He said, you're acting like he fought some bum after he moved up, just like when Andrade moved up to fight the 62 rank instead of his mandatory. Again, I've been here for 3 hours. Yesterday for 2 hours. I said that Canelo Alvarez running from the Demetrius Andrade is justified because he left a legacy fight, Dare to Be Great, in 154 to fight Cotto. In 160, he dared to be great, jumped up to 175 and fought Kovalev. And I think if Demetrius Andrade beats him again, I mean, not beats him again, but beats David Benavidez on November 25th, I believe that he runs from Demetrius Andrade. Yet, I believe because of the history of Canelo Alvarez, he will run to arguably a stiffer competition. How many times I said that, hush bum? Tú no me estás oyendo, hush bum. Tú no me oíste. ¿Cuántas veces que yo dije eso, hush bum? How many times did I say that for the past 3 hours? How many times I said that? Y tú vienes de que you acting like he fought some bum. When did I say that Canelo Alvarez fought a bum? Hush bum. When did I say that Canelo Alvarez fought a bum? Hush bum. When did I say that Canelo Alvarez fought a bum? And he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Elevate vibration. Canelo fanboys make me sick. Not the lie. Yo, facts, bro. I thought that Deontay Wilder fans, Earl Spence fan, oh my god, the Flomos, oh my god, the Pac Talk. Yo, I thought it was bad, but this is bad right here because ain't nobody even saying that Canelo. I'm a fan of Canelo Alvarez, but I don't relate to these type of fans, bro. I don't relate to them. I was a Wilder fan, bro, and it como I can't even porque I didn't want to mesh with these toxic fanboys in the YTBC. But that's how I'm feeling about this. These Canelo Alvarez fanboys are something else. Como the facts is in front of their face. Y como no quieren. They don't want to give in. Danny Medina, Danny. Y fuera. No, porque es verdad. Y fuera porque No, if y'all gonna come over here and if they don't like what I'm saying, y después they come with these little homo talk, you want his shit, you want his dick, y esa vaina, vete de aquí con eso, ¿verdad, Dan? Because they don't like to listen to what I'm saying. Ahora viene con que, oh, you on his dick, yo, get off of it. Y esa vaina, mi hermano, porque you don't know, you won't say that to a grown ass man in their face. Y eso, ¿verdad? Gracias, Dani. Canelo versus Bivol 2. That's what I think that Canelo Alvarez would do. I said that before. I said, I think that Canelo Alvarez, I said, don't be surprised if Canelo Alvarez fights Bivol 2, because I don't know if Demetrius Bivol has an exclusive network deal. I know his manager does deals with Matchroom, but he doesn't have a DAZN network deal. Because the Demetrius Bivol only is with a manager. He's not signed to a promotional deal. I could see Canelo Alvarez maybe fighting Demetrius Bivol. Don't be surprised if that. I could see it, and that's why I say if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, I think that Canelo Alvarez is going to run away from Demetrius Andrade. History tells me that he's going to run from Demetrius Andrade. Every time he's in arms reach to fight Demetrius Andrade, he goes away from him. But when he goes away from him, he fights a arguably stiffer competition on paper, a Cotto. He moved up to middleweight. He moved up to light heavyweight. I keep on saying it. So there's no shame in Canelo Alvarez. That's what I'm saying. He runs, but where does he run? He runs from him, but where does he run? Good looking out, Luz. Good looking out. As a Canelo fan, I want him to fight them all. That's a real fan. That's a real fan. If you're a Canelo Alvarez fan, you wanted to look. I want Keith Thurman to F up Bud Crawford, F up Earl Spence. I'm a Teofimo Lopez fan. I say I want Teofimo Lopez to fight Bud Crawford. Tank, Ryan, all of them. I like the Deontay Wilder. I want him to fight Anthony Joshua. I said, if you look at my channel, I think my channel was the first one to say, I'm now yeah, you know, Uwe versus Stephen Fulton. Matter of fact, let me show you the archives, bro. I'll show you the archives, man. Watch this. Watch this. Let me see. Yes, I can. Let me see. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Coño, look at that. No, you ain't nowhere versus Stephen Fulton. Look at the year. En Crima, yo estoy trabajando. En Crima, look when I published this. Look when I published this. Look when I published this, mi gente. Que I know. So 2 years ago, I'm like, yo, now you ain't no Uwe versus Stephen Fulton. I want now you ain't no Uwe versus Stephen Fulton. Yeah. 2 years. Almost 2 years. Been talking about that fight. You think this is new? Better. Oh, we do this shit for interviews. Better, mi gente. I'm putting out receipts now. Mira esta vaina. Hold on. Let's pull out receipts. So while we here, let's pull out the receipts. when I started my channel. When I started. ¿Qué dice ahí, mi gente? Demetrius Andrade, most avoided since Paul Williams. May 11th, 2018. Where we at, ladies and gentlemen? Where we at? Dímelo, Marco Antonio Luno. Gracias, Ponte Dronky, for the best boxing content. I appreciate you, my brother. Gracias de lo mío. Con los 10 pesos, 10 pesos. A comprar comida del malecón. They be like, yo, Punch, you just saying this now because you get an interview. And nah, gracias, Marco, man. Demetrius Andrade, most avoided fight since Paul Williams. May 11, 2018. So I've been saying the same thing for 5 years. Same thing for 5 years. Oh, I wanted to say this. Billy Joe didn't avoid Andrade. Tony's... Pera. Billy Joe didn't avoid Andrade. Es fumando que la gente están ahora, Es fumando crack que la gente están aquí, Fumando crack viendo de que mira esto. I gotta take a screenshot of this. De que Billy Joe didn't avoid Andrade. Diablo, man. Diablo, man. You guys. Wow, man. People will. Yo, I'm telling you, it's something about me. And I even told them he's Andrade. Remember the interview? I said, well, what you did to these guys, bro? Did you F their mother? Did you F their sister? Did you take their girl? Give them the remember when I was talking to Demetrius Andrade, give them the titties back, bro. Give them their titties back, Andrade. Tony said Billy Joe didn't avoid Andrade. Diablo, mi gente, man. Ay, Dios mío. Yo no sé. No sé, mi gente, no sé. Ya, mira, me quitó el ánimo. But you know why? You know why people don't like to bring the Billy Joe Saunders? Because the Demetrius Andrade haters are really the Canelo Alvarez fanboys. The reason why they never bring up when they be like, yo, he never fought a champion. And then I say what happened in the middleweight division. You know why they never want to bring up Billy Joe Saunders? It's because he tested positive. And when you open up the tested positive and tested dirty, it opens that can of worm for Canelo Alvarez. So they never want to touch on the Billy Joe Saunders. That's why the Canelo Alvarez fanboys never shames Demetrius Andrade with Billy Joe Saunders. Because if they talk about Billy Joe Saunders popping dirty, then it opens their door for somebody to talk about Canelo Alvarez popping dirty. And they stay away from Billy Joe Saunders. That's why. Ve, mi gente. That's the reason why. The reason why these guys don't mention Billy Joe Saunders is because he popped dirty. And they never want to say, they bring up Janibek, they'll bring up Parker, they bring up Jamel Charlo, they bring up Sergey Derevchenko, they bring up, yo, he ain't the Clara, yo. But they never bring up Billy Joe Saunders. Because I said, why he didn't fight Billy Joe Saunders? Because he popped dirty. And then it would be like, yeah, Canelo popped dirty. All right. So for them not to talk about, because if they start talking about popping dirty, then it opens the door for somebody to scrutinize Canelo Alvarez for popping dirty. So they leave Billy Joe Saunders alone and they let's not talk about Billy Joe Saunders and why he ain't fight, because I'm not gonna get in a war with a Canelo because he popped dirty, he got suspended. And even me, I never bring up that Canelo Alvarez popped dirty. Go through my content. And I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. But when that subject comes, me as a Canelo Alvarez fan, you know why I don't bring it up? You know why me? I never bring it up. Anybody that follows my channel, you know I never bring it up. You know why I bring it up? Because I can. Yo me quedo callado. Yo me quedo callado. Because I have to. Because the facts is that he popped 30. So I never talk about Canelo Alvarez. Porque as soon as I say, computer, y'all got me. When somebody tells me, yo, I never put Canelo Alvarez in a pound for pound list because he popped dirty. Yo me quedo callado. Those are the facts. Me quedo callado. Hey, pound for pound, that's your opinion. I'm putting Canelo Alvarez on my pound for pound, but I understand you. If you're a person that don't like cheaters, I understand you, my brother. I understand you. Yo, but punch on the hair follicle. Okay, but he still got suspended. Eso lo que es. Eso lo que es, yeah. Can we all agree that Crawford fans are the worst? Nah. No. No. May 5th, Canelo Alvarez, Demetrius Andrade for undisputed crown. Y ustedes creen que yo no voy a hablar de esta vaina. I've been saying this for years. Demetrius Andrade, the most dugged fighter of this era. Look what I published, May 10th, 2019. I've been consistent since the beginning of my channel. I don't know where y'all been at, but I've been consistent. Yo, Punch, but you're not consistent with Demetrius Andrade, and you don't critique Demetrius Andrade. I'll critique Demetrius Andrade resume. I don't keep it consistent. I don't keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. I don't keep it unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. It can't be more graphic than that. It can't be more graphic than that, ladies and gentlemen. Not even your favorite debunk, your favorite hater of the Demetrius Andrade. Ha hecho eso, mi hermano. Not even your Demetrius Andrade hater. Mira, when they announced that fight, I said, no me de eso. When they say, yo, Demetrius Andrade was going to fight Dusty Harrison, no. Ya no. Yo estaba así, ya. Yo estaba loco, ya. Isn't that unbiased, logically, and objectively that I've been waiting for? In this community, that is all race-related and stuff like that, is always a narrative, the debunk army, that I could praise Demetrius Andrade. We all know that Demetrius Andrade resume, he knows that he hasn't fought nobody, but he been trying to fight the somebodies. So now we got to hold him accountable. We seen Demetrius Andrade step up all these champions as a champion, and you guys are going to give them a pass. How many times I say y'all giving Triple G a pass? How dare y'all say, oh, it's all right for Triple G to wait on it when Japan closed down and the Zone and Eddie Hearn said, yo, you should fight. Triple G should fight Demetrius Andrade for unification bout. And Triple G had the nerves to say, but he made a promise to Murata. So I'm going to wait for the Japan shit to open up and then get the unification bout in Japan with Murata because I promised him that I was going to fight him. No, you promised Andrade on that video that I showed that you promised him that y'all was going to fight. But everybody gave him a pass. Oh, he's going to fight Murata because he promised him like a man. No, you promised him and you shook hands with the Mies Andre. To this day, the Zone took that video out, took the post-fight interview from Triple G. You guys. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow is another day with truth. I know some of the people don't like truth. Every was bit of exaggeration, but most per se still doesn't change. Who are you talking about? I know you're not. John Jones was on Roy's. Anyway, Jackie Hernandez, la reina del boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we back at it, 6:37 p.m. Eastern time. Love y'all. It was a good show, man. Shout out to Egypt Brown. Everybody go to his Instagram, Egypt Brown. You're gonna see all the people he worked with and things like that. Good guy in the industry, in the sport. Be around Flo Mayweather, be around Teofimo Lopez, and work around with his mental estate. Also, Ryan Garcia works with Joy Joyce. Just a good guy behind the scenes in the sport of boxing that y'all don't see the work that's put behind the scenes and people that do care about fighters. So y'all already know, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you. God bless. And on to the next.